YouTube real quick. H-Town's in the building. What's up, Rick? Tito, what's up, bro? Welcome over on Kick, man. Miss Monica's in the building. Where we at with it? I think we good. We live. Hey, man, listen, let's jump straight into it. Let me flip the screen and jump into the first video, man. Oh, and quickly, if y'all want to support the content, you guys enjoying yourselves and all of that, feel free to bless the Cash App. I'll drop a bomb just like this. I'll drop it a couple of times and I'll shout you out for the love. It's definitely appreciated. You can also sub on the IG or come over to Kick and become a subscriber over there. All that support goes a long way. Real quick, I want to address something. I'm probably gonna make a story on it on IG. I haven't really uploaded a lot of my funny videos lately, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. The fact that you guys are here watching the live means you guys really fuck with me. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm kind of burnt out on them. I don't know how to, I do not explain it. It's a lot to go through to find the right kinds of videos to post. I don't know if you guys realize it, but I refuse to post just to post to I don't even know what that was right there. I refuse to post just to post. C's with the 13 months as a member. Woo, 1 year plus. Let's go, my brother. I appreciate the love, man. Over on YouTube member. Appreciate that, bro. So look, I've been kind of getting burnt out because it seems like the algorithms have changed on Instagram and TikTok, and I cannot find anything, not nearly as I'll say easy, but not nearly as often as I did prior, because all I see now is ads. It's like ad, sponsored video, then a regular video, then a sponsored video, then a TikTok shop video, and they changed the algorithm so much. So like one or two things needs to happen here. One, I mean, like I'm spending entirely too many hours trying to find just one good funny thing that I could put together and post it, and it's a struggle right now. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, man. Like, it's a struggle. I'm open to having people send me stuff. Unfortunate problem is the people that are DMing me stuff to react to their interpretation of funny isn't necessarily the same level of what I'm looking for. I look for very specific videos, and people are sending me, like, for instance, I can't use videos that got music in it. It's copyrightable. It's going to be an issue on the platforms. I can't use them. If the video is like 5 second long, I can't use it. It's too short. What am I gonna do with 5 second? It might be funny, but like 5 seconds ain't gonna be enough. There needs to be something there. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look at the stuff that I react to, they all have a common theme in terms of how they're structured, and it's not easy to kind of find those videos that work. And again, I'm not gonna just post some bullshit up just to post it up. So if I don't find nothing that I feel is good, I'm not gonna post it. I got so many videos that I'll watch and I'll react to, but it don't get me that gut wrenching laughter. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna do y'all like that. If you guys want to send me stuff, you can, but please don't make, at least 30 seconds long, no music in it. You know what I'm saying? At minimum, and I'll kind of go from there. I say all that to say that I don't know how often I'm going to post and stuff, that stuff anymore, because it's just really becoming incredibly tough to find in the first place, because the algorithms on TikTok and Instagram have kind of changed. They really, especially TikTok. TikTok is now pushing the TikTok shop, and it is unbearable. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of seeing everyone all of a sudden becoming fucking QVC shopping centers, shoving shit down your face. I'm not mad at the hustle. It's just more of like how the platform itself is pushing all of that at once and on top of everybody. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we're at with it and everything. Big Man, what's up? You got caught off guard with the techno drop? Yeah, it was so loud. I don't know why it's so loud all of a sudden. It's like caught me off guard. Big Man, I have hilarious stuff I can send. Best way, bro, is join my Discord. If you guys really want to send me shit, best way to do it is send me join my Discord. There's a react channel, post it in there. My DMs are shot. There's so many people are sending me so much stuff I can't even go through it. It's crazy. So there's that. All right. Cool. I see Lady Luck is in the building. What's up? Thank you for joining us, man. All right, let's kill it and get into the stuff. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Happy 2024. One of our first videos we're going to take a look at for the year comes from my man over at The Desirable Truth on YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and sub to the channel. Make some dope street interviews based in Miami, where a lot of this comes from. This one says, the painful truths of modern romance. Let's find out what people have to say about love. Or lack thereof.
How long you been together?
Oh my God, kind of a long time. We met in college, but like 3 years total.
Three years, but we've known each other for 11 years.
Yeah.
Best friends for 11 years.
Oh, he was friend zoned for a long.
So you were in the friend zone
Yeah.
for like...
That's perfect.
I was
Yo, here's the crazy thing about the friend zone. I don't know, fellas. Y'all really be committing to this. Because he like, look, he said they were together for 3 years, but they were friends for 11. That means there were 8 years, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, public school math. There were 8 years that you were playing the friend role when she was probably telling you about how she had a wonderful date and how this other guy dicked her down. And the whole time you listening to this for 8 years. And then on the 9th year, when she finally realizes all the city boys that she's been dating because they appeared to be good, she finally realizes there's no substance. They're not husband material. The whole time you there as my friend, you're the right guy. You're the good guy. You're the safe guy. I'll give you a shot. I could never. I'm immediately thinking about, what? All them times you was calling me drunk about how old boy D'd you down? Nah, hell no. That's a wild play. How do y'all do that? Fellas, don't do that to yourselves.
friend zone big time. I never thought I was going to come out of it, to be honest, but...
Dennis, what's up?
Was there ever a point where she was talking to you about the guys that she was sleeping with, or?
No, never that. It was just more so, I just never knew if, like, I was going to come out of the friend zone, but it was never her talking about the guys she was sleeping with. It was more so just...
Bro. Yeah, okay. She definitely probably talked about the dates. Maybe she didn't give the details, but she definitely talked about, he treated me so lovely. Okay, we know what that means.
We were always just best friends and never know if it was going to work out.
I feel like in college, we would like share all that stuff together. Like we were best friends in college and we'd always talk about like, we date other people. So we were always like super close about stuff like that. So.
Yo, one thing I never want to have a woman utter out of her mouth that I am going to be romantic with is you're my best friend. I don't ever want to hear that. I think that shit is a crazy concept. You're my best friend. No, like I get it. Like you grow a friendship, but if it's led into like he's my best friend, like what the fuck? I believe you should have your partner desire you, and like the whole friend thing is not the lead on that, right? It should be like I desire them and all that shit. Talking about I'm your best friend is crazy.
And so when did it click for you that you'd be just as attracted to him?
I mean, I think the attraction's always there, but if you're like prioritizing the friendship, it's a little bit different. But I think after we graduated and then like moved to the same city. So that was a couple years ago.
But I mean, surely he was trying to get with you during that time. Why didn't you give him a shot back then?
I mean, obviously he's a very good-looking guy, but he was like one of my best friends, and you don't want to lose a friendship. And
Bro, listen. Where's my buttons? I haven't used my buttons in a while. What button do I want to use right now? Because she's capping so hard.
Stop the cap.
Bro, that is such bullshit when a woman says, I don't want to ruin the friendship. She did not find him attractive because she was at an age where she was more excited by the good-looking hot boys that was out here that were exciting and you know, a little bit of toxicness in it. She was excited by all that shit. Women get older and they realize really the gem is the guy that's chill, the good guy. Then they really appreciate that when they get in their later 20s and the 30s, and they're like, I just want a good guy. Motherfucker, you left the good guy hanging in college. He was there all 4 years while you was getting dicked down by Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated brothers all semester. Like, what are you talking about?
You're at school, there's different things, and I think it's different when you're older and are in the same place and like same, I don't know, you're just like a bit more mature and like value the same things. It's hard when you're like 20 years old in college, but we're always best friends. So like then we were finally at a good place in our lives to explore that and without like, I don't know, like risking.
Best friends, 100%. They only do missionary. 100%. They're only doing missionary. 100%. They're only doing like nothing about that exudes. Like when your girl like desires you, bro, she looking at him like a friend. Like that's not the eyes of a woman that desires her man. That's like, oh, he's so nice. so nice. Like, you know, I'll be provided for. He's gonna be he's like a safe bet. You know what I mean? It's like playing blackjack. I don't play blackjack, but that's like getting a safe hand, and you're like, I'll stay. You know, don't hit me. No. I'm good. I'll stay right here. I'll stay at 11. Like what? You better hit that shit. You know, it's crazy. You got to read between the lines, folks. This right here, they don't last. They don't last. This situation, she gonna have an affair on this guy all day. He just too square.
The friendship, so.
Devo, what's up?
53.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Have you found that as a man at your age, dating has gotten easier for you?
It's definitely harder. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
So I don't think women are looking for substance. So I'm looking for substance. I don't think they're looking for substance. They're looking for what I can do for them.
Oh.
It's pretty hard here in Brickell.
So it's harder in the sense of finding an intelligent woman, but easier because you can provide for them.
It's very easy to find one who wants to be provided for, yeah. But to find someone who's looking at me for me, it's pretty hard.
Bro, I 100%, 1000% understand exactly what he's talking about. Trust me, as someone, as a reformed city boy, I spent all my 20s, you know, and early 30s running, not even the streets. I was global. I was a menace in Africa, Europe, the Caribbean, US of A. I done traveled the world, okay? I was a menace. But what I will say is now I appreciate substance. I have realized for some years now, to my credit, that titties are titties. They all look a little different levels of robustness and shapes and same thing with the kitty cat. They all, you know, look a little bit different. Some a little bit more meatier than others, you know. Some have, you know, a little bit different coloration. Hairstyles a little bit different. Some don't have no hair at all. But when you open that motherfucker up, it's all pink. I realized that it's all the same stuff. It's really about who's attached to them titties and the kitty cat that makes it different. I've come to that realization. And I'm trying to put y'all on game to spare yourselves from what I did, which was running up the numbers, running around the globe. I mean, it was a great experience, don't get me wrong, but I really realized that it's really about the quality of the person who's attached to those physical parts that we are all as men attracted to, that really makes it everything. You know what I'm saying? It really, truly makes it everything. And what he's saying here is like, yo, he's 53. He's probably in a good position to provide, but we have fallen into a culture now of what you can do for me relationships. And that is so bad. It benefits no one. It's all transactional. If I want to get in a relationship, you have to do X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? Instead of evaluating the person for their character, their beliefs, what they stand for, you know, how they carry themselves, are they a good family person? All these other more important aspects of a potential partner that you would want to have in someone that's going to have your child or have a child with, that you're going to have a family with. Because the truth is, y'all, money comes and goes. And I'm telling you, someone that you know, throughout my life, you know what I'm saying? Started off young, didn't have a lot, like anybody. You start in your adulthood, you don't got a lot. You don't got shit, really, right? Then boom, got major contracts and radio and in music and like I've seen the changes, but if you're with someone and they're not with you for the right purposes, when you do run through those tough patches in life, they will happen. It will happen. You will, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a corporate worker, there's layoffs. The economy goes down, it hurts your businesses. You will have ebbs and flows. And when you are on that downtrend, that right person will be there through that to then reap the benefits on the back end once you come out of that lull and you're back up again. You know what I'm saying? Too much of what's happening right now is one directional. The minute there's a sign of a downward trend, like, oh, he got laid off. You know what? I want a divorce. Like, what the fuck? I didn't even do anything. Like, I got laid off. You know, it's not like I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything. I gotta rebuild myself, or I gotta make a pivot. But motherfuckers are so quick to just dip out on you, and I feel that. I see it all the time. And you have so many men that experience this that it's really sad, to be quite honest, that we have gone into this transactional paradigm in relationships. You know, extremely sad. Benefits no one. Doesn't benefit men or women. 100%.
But I mean, if you have your pick of the litter, even though you're older, why not just exercise all your options?
I could, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for substance.
So why did your mindset change to, you know, the latter?
What do you mean?
Why is it that you want something more stable now?
So I'm older. I need to find someone who's there for me, who's not after my money, right? Who's not after what I can give them, and who still wants to build with me at this age, right?
So
yeah, and it's gonna be tough for him. I understand what he's saying. He's 53. You're not like, he's still, you know, provided you're healthy, you still have a lot of life to live. You know what I'm saying? He wants to have someone that is genuinely gonna be there to ride into the sunset with. You know what I'm saying? I think anyone at that age, I think maybe 50, I don't know. I can only imagine what it's going to be like when I turn 50, my mindset. But I'm just thinking, like, perhaps when I am 50 plus, I'm thinking about, like, whoever I get with now, like, this is it. Like, you riding with me. You like, what else are you going to do? We're going to be together for like 5, 6, 10 years and then break up. And then what? At 60, I'm back out in these streets? Oh, fuck that. I quit. You know what I'm saying? Imagine going back out into the streets trying to date at 60, bro. Yeah, like at a certain point, maybe it's 50. I don't know yet. Maybe it's 50 plus where you just gotta fucking call it a day and just settle with somebody. I mean, who really wants to go back out here and start all over again at 50 plus? Doing the dating thing. Anybody in chat? Anyone? Exactly. Suhair said, fuck that. Doug, what's up, bro? Good to see you back, bro. Mylene, what's up? You know what I mean? Too many people leave when things get hard. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a sign of a character trait. One thing I would offer to anyone when you're talking to somebody, ask them this question. Ask, and I promise you that the answer will tell you a lot. Ask them this question. What is one life event that they went through, or let me pose it as if I'm asking you, what is one life event that you went through that tested your resiliency, that tested your character, that was extremely challenging? Ask them that question. And if they are unable to communicate an answer to that, like, you know, I went through this hardship, I went through this experience, and really explain what that experience was and then what they did to overcome it, says a lot about their character. That to me is important. You know, I don't even care if they didn't actually overcome it, but I'm looking for, can they identify something that was tough in their life, first of all? Secondly, how do they formulate their thought process around it? How do they interpret what they learned from it? Because some of the biggest wins you'll make come from the biggest losses that you experience. You know what I'm saying? Every time I tried something different that was an L, I tried a new business, I tried this venture, didn't work. It was great because I learned from it and I actually built into the things I was successful in. You could really learn a lot from your L's, to be really, really honest with you. And it's also, more importantly, a testament to that person's character. That to me is important. Like a motherfucker's character. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Construction said, miss you on GCI. Yo, love, brother. I appreciate that. Chicago family right there. What's up, man? The life event happened back in '02. Reclaiming my time. Overcoming adversity. 10 years in Marine Corps. Hey, Semper Fi, brother. Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps as well. If I'm answering that question, well, one of the many things I've persevered through was combat, was seeing the ultimate, the how would I word it? The absolute worst of humanity. I've seen what we as people are capable of under the most austere conditions. We like to think that we are advanced and intelligent, but when you strip us down to our core and under the right environment and circumstances, we are barbaric. We are brutal. And I've seen some of the worst things that I wouldn't wish anybody else would have seen. You know what I'm saying? Persevered through that. It took a lot. It took a toll on me in my life. You know, battled a lot through that. Alcohol became a big part of that. Alcoholism, and all of that. So everyone has a different story. And I think when you go out and you date, asking those questions and doing it in a certain nuance, you don't want to be so always direct, but if you're able to steer the question to get to that, so that you can start to pick their brain apart and see how do they process difficulties? How do they handle adversity? How do they overcome challenges? Because you know what? If I'm with them and when we go through our challenges, do I have faith that they are going to approach it with a certain austerity, a certain mind frame that, hey, you know what? I got you, you got me. We're going to truck through this together and we're going to come out better than ever after it. You know what I mean?
So what's the youngest? So what age range are you looking to date then?
At 53, I'll date 37 to 40. That's about it.
And nothing in the 20s?
No. That's a party lifestyle, a lifestyle that I have no interest in.
Yeah.
And I definitely want someone who can relate to who I am. I don't think a 20-year-old is going to relate to who I am.
It's true. That's the same reason. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with an older man dating a legal age woman, 18 plus. I know it's a hot topic on Twitter all the time. Oh, you're grooming and all that stuff. Listen, if you are legally allowed to go sign up and go to war at 18, if you're legally allowed to smoke cigarettes at 21, if you're legally allowed to go to strip clubs at 18, you see where I'm going at here, right? You're legally allowed to own a gun at whatever age, you know. You're legally allowed at 18 to go and decide who you want to sleep with and be with and date and all that stuff. That being said, as someone, I'm 41, I wouldn't like date a 20-year-old. I don't even think I would want to smash a 20-year-old because we're not even on the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't do it. Too much of a headache. They're too emotional. They haven't developed the sense of like controlling their emotions, more like a woman in her late 20s or 30s who has had heartbreak. She's a little bit more in tune with like how things work now. She's not as so naive, if you will. So I understand why bro's saying he wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Unless, you know, she.
Yeah, I'm 41 for real. Do you miss hosting on radio? I personally see you being more engaged with your beliefs. I don't miss radio. I unless they throw a bag at me, I wouldn't go back. I love what I do now, live streaming, because I could talk to people who actually give a shit about what I'm saying. And I'm able to share more of my experiences in hopes that it can benefit someone else. You know what I'm saying? Especially young men that I'm very passionate about trying to give them game to navigate the world, because a lot of young men don't have positive male role models, don't have a father figure in their life, are lost. They don't know how to overcome the challenges of what it's like to be a young man being lonely. Motherfuckers don't even know how to court a woman these days. They don't know how to cold approach a woman. If I take 10 guys right now and I go to a bar and I tell them, each of you need to come back with a number from a woman, I'm telling you, 8 or 9 of the 10 probably fails that exercise. Never mind. And it goes, you know what I mean? Like I know they ain't got no game. You know what I mean?
She wants to spend money. She wants me to spend money.
What's your age?
I'm 42.
I'm almost 29.
Are you both single?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Well, my ex decided that when we moved to Miami, he liked the Latina flair. And recently
Oh no! They moved together and he got a taste of that Cuba and all of that. I was like, I'm out.
married the 28-year-old Cuban mistress.
How'd that make you feel?
Not so great in the beginning, but now that I'm free, I'm kind of loving it. And the
AKA y'all, AKA she's getting piped down in Miami. She getting piped down in Miami.
the MILF vibe is very real.
But do you think it was easier for him to find a younger, hotter girl than it is for you to find, you know, an older, richer man?
I mean, I'm not looking for older or richer right now. I'm looking for
Young.
just whatever, you know, appeases my appetite at the moment. But of course, it's, you know, for him, I think it was easier because I was also pregnant at the time with our third child.
That's interesting. So how do you go about co-parenting with him?
Well, fine. It was a very long and expensive ass divorce.
How long ago did it happen?
We finally settled last February. Oh my God, I hope he doesn't see this. Anyways, yes, last February, but things are very amicable now. Our co-parenting is good. I finally met the wife. She's lovely. She loves my babies. And so we're trying to kind of do the whole like blended family thing.
What's your age?
28.
Are you single?
I am.
Do you think that's a red flag?
That I'm single and 28? Honestly, yes and no.
She's so small. Oh my God.
Yes and no.
Why is it? Let's start there.
Because, like, the reason is
She said expensive, but what is she really paying that? Most times in the divorces, especially if the man is well off, the man has to pay for the woman's lawyers. I could not fathom, y'all, hear me out. I could not fathom getting a divorce. I'm already having to pay my lawyer a lot of money. These are expensive ass lawyers for divorces. I'm already imagining having to pay an expensive ass lawyer to go through the divorce and then be turned around and told that I have to pay the divorce attorney for my ex to fight against me. Bro, that I don't understand how that's even a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the wildest shit. I'm paying the other attorney to fight back against me on the behalf of my wife that wants to leave me. You know, and I get the idea is if she's a home taker, she don't have the income because she's been provided for. I get it. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be done. It's just the fact that like I'm still paying you to fight against me. I'm paying 2 lawyers. That's a crazy like, bro. Listen, in good faith, I would not recommend marriage to men. I just can't. It's not about the marriage itself. It's about the government involvement in it and how men have it so bad in divorce courts and family courts. Getting married under the law, absolutely 0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
why. Like, everyone's probably wondering, why am I 28 and still not finding a guy? But then,
Danny,
the
happy
green
birthday.
flag could be like, okay, she's kind of waiting to find the right one and not just mess around.
8 billion people in the world, and you still haven't found anyone.
Honestly, I ask myself the same question every day.
You ever feel like you're on a time clock biologically to have kids?
I do.
How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel worried. But at the same time, and God we trust.
It is cheaper to
Okay.
keep her. Yeah.
So, in a perfect world, ideally, when would you want to have kids? At what age?
By 30.
2 years.
Yeah, in 10 years I'll be 40. Time is running.
But if you meet a guy right now, you sure he's gonna be like, okay, 2 years, let's go?
I hope. I'm not sure, but I hope. I don't know. I can assume.
You don't think that puts pressure on a man?
It does. It does. But I'm dating guys in the 30s that I would assume would be down for kids. If not, then maybe he's not for me.
How long have you been with your man?
4 years.
When it comes onto your relationship, is it what your man says goes, or does he always involve you in decision making?
Most times I do agree with all decisions that he does make, but he does hear out what I have to say and he takes it into consideration. But most of the times we do go by what he says. I just think he's a very wise person.
No, why is it?
Yo, that says a lot, man. That says a lot. If you're with someone, here's what I say from a man's perspective is, fellas, as a man, you should be making the right fucking judgment calls on things, right? So that your woman doesn't have to think too much about it. I'm not saying that you control shit, but what I'm saying is you should have enough wisdom and knowledge and experience to make a call on how to handle X, how to handle Y and Z. Sure, you're going to want to present it to her. Hey, babe, this is what I'm thinking we're going to do because of X, Y, Z. Here's the plan. You lay it out for her to be like, shit, makes sense. Okay, cool. And if she really trusts your judgment, she ain't really going to have pushback. She might offer her opinion and definitely take it into account and be like, all right, let me hear you out. All right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we can incorporate that into this. You know, I don't think it should ever be one-sided. But the point here is, as a man, you should have your shit together as a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like to make these kinds of decisions, how you're going to handle stuff, how you're going to run it all, so that she could just be like, okay, boo, perfect. Got it. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that takes off the pressure of a woman, so that she doesn't have to like start thinking about it too much. You know what I'm saying? You just, yo, this is what we're going to do. And that's clearly the case for them too.
Well, do you consider yourself wise as well?
I consider myself a wise person, a reasonable person.
So why isn't it that you're the one who's making most of the decisions in the relationship?
I don't know. I think I just rely on my man to make the decisions, and I like that. I like that part of embracing my femininity.
So you like it when your man leads?
100%.
But do you think it could work if you were the one playing that role instead?
I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't like a man who I can boss around.
Why not?
I don't know. I feel like a woman's job is to be feminine, and it's always been this way. I feel like men are always masculine. They're always leaders. They're always protectors and providers. So I feel like, for me, I'm always going to want a man that's masculine.
So if he says, yo, we're moving to Texas, this is the best place for the job opportunities for me, you're moving with him?
100%. I actually love Texas. We were just talking about moving to Texas recently.
When you guys go out together, who typically pays for the date?
She's a W though. Bro got himself a W, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Bitch Slayer, happy birthday.
I'm gonna answer this one. It's me, typically, but like that's not because she's not down to pay. That's just where that's how I grew up. I honestly think when you're in love with somebody and you want to treat them well, that's part of treating them well is paying for things. Like, I want to be a gentleman and treat her well, and like I'm obsessed with her. And I like, no, honestly, it sounds funny, but I am very obsessed with her, and I love her.
Now that is where the problem lies. Here's the thing. Hot take time. Ladies, just hear me out. This is for the fellas. Fellas, you want the woman to be obsessed with you. Okay? Here's why this is problematic. And I said it earlier about how he was the friend zone boyfriend, you know, for 9 years. He was the friend zone friend. He's so obsessed with her. He's allowed himself to hang around waiting for her to finally give him a shot. She finally gives him a shot 9 years later. They're in a relationship for 3 years. He's going, and I'm not saying paying for her is wrong. I agreed with all that he said, but when he comes on and says, I'm obsessed with her, it's very likely that she runs the show. She could potentially walk all over him because he's so obsessed. She knows it. She could use it against him. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a good situation to be in. It's just not. It's just not. Why can't it be both? Because a woman will weaponize the fact that she knows the man is obsessed with her more than a guy would weaponize the woman that's obsessed with him. You know what I'm saying? It's far more likely that a woman would take advantage of that. Oh, I know he's obsessed. I can do whatever, I can get whatever, you know, and this could be, I'm not saying every woman, right? Like, let's be clear. This is certain women can take advantage of this situation. Oh, he's obsessed. I'm having him pay for this. I'm having him do this. And the whole time you're just basically like a walking ATM, you know, with some boyfriend like perks. But I really believe that in most cases, when the guy's obsessed with the woman, the guys tend to be placeholders. That's really what it comes down to. They tend to be placeholder boyfriends up until there's a man that she is like head over heels with, obsessed, highly attracted to, and really gives her all the vibes that she's looking for. You know what I mean?
And part of like being a good guy to me, the way I was brought up is like paying for somebody that you are in love with and that you really care about, and that's how I feel about her.
I also think like I was raised the same way. I try to always split things. So our jobs are very different. Like I moved 6 months ago to a fully commissioned job in real estate. I worked in financial sales before. So we try to like, I don't know, I think we try to split things, but he's been really great about like, he always is very, you know, like accommodating and trying to like treat me, which is so nice, but I'm also independent and want to pay for my own stuff, so.
So when do you offer to split the bill with him?
Honestly, every dinner, yeah. Anytime we do dinner, we try to even it out, like with dinners, drinks, stuff like that.
Being that he's investing mostly financially, where would you say you invest as his woman?
Let's see the answer to this.
I mean, I don't think that's totally the case. Like, I think we have invested financially like very equal amounts. Like, I made a career change more recently, and so he's been helpful with that. But like, I have my own money where I invest in our apartment. I invest in like things with, you know, our dog, our like health insurance, my own stuff like that. So, but I think
she puts in on the apartment. So they're splitting an apartment. It sounds like the dog is the dog, but she pays for her own health insurance. That's just part of adulting. That has nothing to do with a relationship here. She basically can't even quantify exactly what she does in return for this. We always get this when they're asked this question, like, okay, if he's providing all this stuff, it is quantifiable stuff. You can add up the numbers and be like, oh, he's invested thousands of dollars up to this point in a relationship so far. What have you invested in him? And they're like, like, wait, what happened? Well, in my case, it was opposite and it backfired badly. I was taken advantage of. So, ooh, what happened? Invest in an apartment? No, it sounds like they just split the apartment cost. What's up, Rex? A guy and girl need to equally be obsessed with each other for it to work. I feel like if you're all on the same page, what's the point? Equally could work. I think equally could work, but certainly if it's a guy obsessed with a woman and it's not the same, that's just not ideal, especially for a man. It's just a setup to be taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying?
He's an amazing guy.
Lady, what's up?
To like treat me with dinners and things like
that. Yeah, we just
but
started.
I also want to treat
Rex.
him like you're equals, and I think the fact we've been friends for so long, we always want to do that for each other. So. I don't know if you different answer, but like.
At 53, have you ever been married before?
Yeah.
How long was it?
9 years.
And did you initiate a divorce or did she?
She did.
I did.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Now, why did you end that marriage after so long?
We just got to a point where I wasn't happy anymore. So I just did not want to have that marriage prolong into getting worse, right? So I saw where the dangers were, I saw the red flags, and I moved on.
Well, what did you notice at the end of it that you didn't really pick up on in the beginning? How did it change?
So in the beginning was fine. In the middle of the relationship, coming towards the end, it was very demanding, a very stressful relationship. So I didn't want that stress in my life.
Stressful in what ways?
Very demanding, telling me what to do, making sure that I do what I'm supposed to do in a demanding way. I think, the perfect partner is somebody that you build with, right? We share each other's concerns and we share each other's responsibility. It wasn't like that when I was married.
So you felt like she was micromanaging you,
Definitely.
but you were supposed to be leading as a man.
Well, I am a leader. I have no problem leading. I'm just not the one to be told what to do. So I want us to tell each other what's in our best interests. But this wasn't that relationship.
So 100%, and I've experienced that too. She didn't respect him. The only time you have that situation when a woman tries to tell you what to do when she doesn't fully respect you. You know what I'm saying? And you got one or two options if you're in that situation, fellas. One is you do what bro did and just be like, yo, I'm out. I'm not going to take that. It's disrespectful. Or two, you check her on that shit and you're like, yo, listen, don't get it fucked up. Right? I'm feeling you, you know, care for you, but you will not talk to me like that ever again. And sometimes you need to check them to let them know what it is. And they're like, oh shit. And they'll get some respect. She may have just thought that he might not have a spine and was walking all over him, kind of a situation, whatever. But definitely not a good situation to be in if she don't respect you.
Being that you're recently divorced at 42
Yes.
with 3 kids,
Yeah.
how soon would you want another man to meet them?
Well, okay, so I did have a rebound relationship with a 26-year-old for 6 months.
No, she had a fling.
That was amazing.
What was so amazing about it, though?
She got some young D. Come on, man. like I've seen this. I have been the young guy, the rebound guy for an older cougar before on a few occasions. It's all it is you're just you're like the Uber driver for dicks. Like you just drive it over and give it to him. Like that's all it is. It's strictly physical. You know what I'm saying? I had to check my last girl before I left her. And it'd be like that. It'd be like that. You got to let them know what it is, man. I'm not saying it you're doing it in a disrespectful way. You're just being like, listen, you must be, I don't know if you're used to talking to other men like that or whatever the case may be. You ain't going to talk to me like that. It's disrespectful. I'm not going to tolerate it. If we have any other issues with it going forward, I wish you the best, but I'm going to remove myself. So you just take it like that. It's not, you're not snapping at her. You're not, yelling at her. You're not arguing. You're just letting her know this is what it is. If we got a problem, it's all good. I'm just going to exit stage left. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes for you to put your foot down for them to be like, oh shit. First, she's gonna be like, oh, he ain't playing. Two, she probably gonna get turned on and wet and want to bone your ass right there in the spot. She's like, oh shit, he put me in my place. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. That's why I said both. Instead of 50-50, it should be 100-100. I'm giving 100% of me. I need the same amount reciprocated. Now, I do agree not to downgrade your partner in a relationship, especially in a man. Let them lead. Word. And the ladies are laughing because you know what I said is true.
I mean, all the things.
Did he take you out to dinners and dates?
Yes. Yes. Like, literally one night we were going out to dinner. My backyard, like, leading to the driveway was all gravel, and I had Python Louboutins on, and he just scooped.
What did she say? What? Louboutins?
And I had Python Louboutins on, and he just.
That's not how you say Louboutins, is it? Is that, am I tweaking? It is condescending, yes. Did she just butcher the name of, she's tweaking? That's what I thought. There's no way Louboutin, what did she call it? Louboutin?
It was all gravel, and I had Python Louboutins on.
Louboutins. Oh my God. Louboutins. That's crazy. I've never heard it referred to as that.
And he just scooped me up and carried me to the car because he didn't want me to ruin my shoes. Like, I'd never had that in my life before, ever.
And would you say that he made you feel young again in that relationship?
Yes, yes. And he was like an old soul, so it was good. We balanced each other out. But yeah, it like brought me back to life. And yes, behind closed doors. Yep. Yep.
You liked the way he blew your back out then?
Oh,
She must have forgot that like her ex-husband and her kids are probably gonna see this one day. It's crazy.
So did you end up cutting it off, or did he?
They said, IG chat, they said that's the great value brand of Louis Vuitton. Yo, that's funny. She tried to sound all sedity. Yeah, she did. That's fucking weird. I'm gonna say it now just to fuck with people. You should.
His family, basically. It was like, it was more of like a family thing. You know, it was like a 26-year-old. He's successful in the
But you
area.
can have fun.
He comes
Kai,
from
thank you for the
prominent
gifts, man.
family, and the idea of their baby boy dating a single mother with 3 children of a certain age was scandalous.
What's the worst date you've been on?
This is my first date ever. I was 18. He took me on a date on a city bus, public transportation, didn't pay for my fare. I had to pay for my own freaking fare. And then he took me out for like coffee, and then we walked back home, which was like over an hour walk.
Did you like the guy?
I did not. I dropped him after that date real quick.
A little bit more game and had more charisma. Do you
But he
think?
did it. You can't
Yo,
say
Kai,
that's
thank you
not-
again,
he
brother.
did it.
Appreciate
I
that you
don't
like the
know.
videos, man.
Of
Thank you.
course, but it's a hypothetical. If that were the case,
No, I
do you
just
think
a
that would
guy
make it?
That couldn't afford to take me there, like either by car or by cab, and made me walk home over an hour, I would just drop him. I think so.
No. What about a dating experience you had in your mid-20s?
It was interesting.
Yo, we gotta keep it a buck. Dates that are in your teenage years shouldn't count because no one knows what you're doing. Guy don't got money. Like those are just like teenage dates. They shouldn't even count. It really shouldn't matter until like you're in your 20s where you got some level of income, right? You got some kind of a job and you're able to like then, you know, do a proper date.
Why?
Interesting, because I was going out with a lot of the same men, and now that I moved to Miami, it's a very different crowd.
How long have you been in Miami?
2 years.
And where are you from
New
originally?
York.
What do you think the men in Miami expect from you as a woman?
Just to be hot. That's all they care for here. They're very materialistic, into looks, into vibes.
All the men want hair or boobs and butts and BBLs and lip filler.
Fake girls. And I don't think I'm a fake girl. That's why I'm having a hard time in Miami.
So you see yourself as real and genuine.
I think I'm a real girl.
But do you still think that you?
I definitely get the vibe that she's really authentic. She seems very sweet. And I would tell you what, she definitely gives off like wife material. So I think for any guy to like bag her would probably be a W all day. You know what I'm saying?
qualify as
Like all the BBL chicks are the ones that you'll bust down on a weekend little outing, but she's the one that you come home to. You know what I'm saying? Very different. And I know the fellas know what I'm talking about. You know exactly. If you're a man watching this right now, I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, we will marry the wholesome, sweet woman that is sincere, loving, caring, sweet, and we'll fuck a BBL bitch real quick and just be like, yeah, all right, whatever. It was fun for a moment. Like, bye, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Take you and your BBL out of here. Here's the Uber. Get out. That could be a fun story time. Teenage years. His mom probably dropped you all off at the movies. Yeah, exactly. Yes, like me. Lady Boss said yes, like me. Yep. That's facts.
as hot.
In my eyes, maybe not in their eyes, but in my eyes.
So be honest with me. How do you compete with other women to get men here?
I think better personality. I think just focus on being real and have a true, funny,
Absolutely.
outgoing personality.
Absolutely.
And hope that that's going to get you the one.
If you were to get pregnant right
Yo, hey, I bet you if guys knew her IG, they're probably sliding up in there right now talking about you want to get married. She answered that beautifully. Like, it's so true. Personality goes a long way. I'm telling you, as somebody that I done had my share of 10s. Some of those, like the vast majority of them, there were a couple that were solid, that had a personality. But let me tell you, most of those like physically 10s, models and, you know, all those types, bro, they have nothing much to offer other than the look. And even the sex was not that amazing. A lot of them are pillow princesses, just be laying there. just, you know, their belief is like, huh, all I have to do is just lay here. I'm already pretty. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, bitch, get nasty. You better spit on that shit. What the fuck? This is all dry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now the real, like, if we were really to break it down, maybe I'll do it on another stream. Like, if we want, I should create the sex list, and I could break it down by numbers. So if we were to do like 1 through 10, right? The 10, you know, and break it down. I will give you the actual grades of like who actually in the tier list performs the best in bed based off of firsthand research. I could compile this data. I got it. I could tell y'all what the number of women that you should really focus in on that are going to give you the overall, genuinely the better experiences intimately. Promise you. All right. So make sure you sub to my goddamn Kick channel. We got to get these numbers up, y'all. We got to hit back to 100. Fucking, if you want to bless the Cash App, if you're on Instagram, I'll drop a bomb, shout you out, show love. Let's go.
No. What would you choose to do?
I would keep the baby. For sure.
Would there be any hesitation?
I don't think there would be any hesitation, but I also understand sometimes people don't feel secure in their relationships, but in my relationship, I feel secure, and I feel like we also have the financial means to raise a baby. So I 100% would have my baby.
Do you think your man feels the same way? He would want to keep it as well.
Yeah, I think he would as well. I think he also comes from a really big family, so that helps. And, you know, our parents had us when they were really young, so around their age. So I don't think he would have any hesitation to keep our baby.
So dollar figure wise, what do you think the bare minimum requirement is to raise a child in 2023?
That is so crazy because I just saw an article the other day that said that at least $1 million a year to have a baby. So I think
$1 million? No. Let's check that. I think over the lifetime, we're going to fact check there, y'all. How much? By the way, real quick, while I search this up, what do you guys in chat think the cost is? Let's do it over the lifetime from birth to 18 years old. What do you guys think? How much money you have to pay for a child, the average cost for a child is? Go ahead and type that in chat while I pull it up. How much money does it cost to raise a child from birth to, all right, what are the numbers? Just like I thought. Here we go. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Okay, as of 2023, USDA data and inflation statistics from the BLS indicate that raising a child in the U.S. could cost an average of $331,933 from birth to 18. And before it was 237. This was back to 2021. So for inflation, it's now gone up 331,000. You're basically buying a home when you have a kid. $331,000 from birth to 18 years old. Huge expense. Huge expense. I don't know why she said $1 million. That's crazy. It's not $1 million, but we're talking about over $250,000 for a kid. And some people out here be having 3, 4, 5 of them. God bless, man. God bless.
you would need a lot of money.
You think that's practical?
I don't know if it's practical, but I mean, I think most of us are gonna end up parents anyway, so might as well, you know?
At 53, do you care about how promiscuous a woman's past is?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want anyone that's been ran through, right? But at
True.
my age, I think, you know, my pickings might be a little slim. So I'll definitely have to make some exceptions.
Well, describe and explain the term ran through. What do you mean by that?
Well, like someone who has multiple partners during their course of life, right? So we all look for someone who is not promiscuous, right? But to find that at my age might be very slim.
But
you know what? We need to spend some time and make a body count tier list. What do I mean by that? And Kick Chat, remind me about this later to come up to circle back on this in a future thing. But we should make a list of projected numbers that says by age, let's say 21. By age 21, what is an acceptable number? Then by 30, what's an acceptable number? And then 40, and then 50. Because the reality is the older you get, it's very likely that you are going to have a lot more bodies, both for men and women. Just because you live longer, you have more experiences. But there's an inherent difference of having, let's say, a 50-year-old woman having 30 bodies versus a 21-year-old woman having 30 bodies. Very different. Because we're talking about this is spread over years versus a much more condensed time period. You know what I'm saying? So I think the numbers don't tell the full tale. I think it is the amount of bodies under whatever amount of time is the real measuring stick. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's
Sweetheart said, I do want a girl though. I just need a man with a daughter. Oh, you want one already built one.
fair to expect that at even any age in today's day to find a virgin woman?
Right. You shouldn't.
Britta, what's
That's
up?
Almost impossible. It's almost impossible.
So how does a man deal with a woman's promiscuous past?
Well, I can only speak for me. You know, I would like someone who did not have that type of past, but you know, I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than willing to talk to you and understand who you are, as long as you're a good woman at heart.
What would you say the limit is? The absolute limit for you is?
5, 6.
What?
That's it.
And that's from the moment she loses it.
Yeah. I mean,
Bro's tripping. I'm sorry. This is where I gotta call him out. You're 53. You're messing with women in their 40s and older, having 5, and like, no, bro, you're not. That's rare. It's like a unicorn. 5 bodies at 40. She's a unicorn, bro. She really is a unicorn. She really is. You know what I mean?
in like it can't be a high number. It cannot be a high number.
So if you heard a woman had one over 30, what goes through your mind? Why is promiscuity bad?
Over 30 body counts? That's a lot. That's crazy.
Why is that a bad thing, though?
No. That's crazy, bro. Like you slept with 30 people. That's a lot. Everything is going, STDs, stuff going around here. Yeah, that's insane.
Is it the same for a man?
It definitely is the same for a man, I'm sure. A woman should be concerned, and a man should be concerned. So yeah, I think it goes both ways.
What do you think the way you're dressed right now communicates to men?
First of all, she's pretty reserved. I think in Miami, like she's being very conservative, and like for Miami, that is very conservative. So I don't think this is I don't think it gives off anything other than she's probably a little bit more conservative.
Honestly, I didn't think about.
I would probably approach a woman like this, dressed like this, before I approach a chick that got like it all out. Like I don't know how we got to a point now where women go out wearing strip club attire. It used to be like those see-through bodysuits was strip club attire for strippers, and now it's become club attire. What? I don't know how, but okay.
About this when I put this outfit on, but if I think about it now, I don't know. I guess not your norm in Miami, right? Like look around right now. No one's dressed like this.
How are they dressed around here for the people watching?
The women I'm looking at right this second, they all have like really tight see-through dresses, really short.
Told you.
Really skimpy, which I have skimpy clothes too, by the way. I'm not knocking it, but I don't know. I feel like this is a little more conservative.
Well, how do you feel men look at you when you dress conservative as opposed to skimpy, provocative?
I personally feel, and this is not a fact, but I personally feel that when men see me and I dress like this versus like a sexier outfit, they approach me differently. Different kinds of men approach me more to my liking.
Yep.
And I think it's natural for a man to look at a woman that dresses like more conservatively and to view her in a more modest way.
100%, she is factual. 100%. My mom always told me this when I was growing up. She's like, your appearance commands respect. And when you have a woman that's a little bit dressed more modestly, you can still be sexy. Like this to me is still sexy. It's just more conservative, but it would draw me to her before I would get drawn to a chick that got it all out, because we inherently have these built-in biases and stereotypes when we see women dressed a certain way. We see a woman dressed with the ass cheeks out and everything showing, everyone is going to automatically think she out here doing something, right? She out here, you know, escorting. Is she a stripper? Is she a sex worker? Is she out here a sugar baby? I don't really want to deal with that, but I see someone that's a little more conservative, still very pretty, still can see the shape in the body, leaves me a little something to the mind here. I already know that a woman that's coming out like this, she has a different mindset. One that is more likely in line with mine than with the woman that's got it all out, showing it off to everybody. And she's even said that it attracts a different kind of man, one that she actually would be interested in versus probably the fuck boys that are approaching all of the women that are dressing more revealing. And then they wonder why. They're like, oh my God, I only meet these loser fuck boys. Well, what are you wearing? It attracts, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it in the most animalistic way. If you want to catch a lion, what are you going to put out for bait? You're going to put a cupcake out for bait? You're going to put what? You're going to put out a fucking meat. You're going to put out big ass fucking steak all out in that shit. So that motherfucking tiger sees that shit. It's like, I want that juicy ass meat. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So you got to use the right kind of a bait to attract the right kind of a fucking animal that you want. You know, in this case, you want a certain kind of a man. You need to think about what that man would like and then dress to attract them. You know what I'm saying? Giving you the game. Giving you the game. That's why I hate when I see women that dog men out and like, oh, I always date the same guys, are all losers. And I'm like, clearly it's not the guys, because what are the odds that you meet 10 different guys that have no connection to each other? Think about this logically, y'all. You meet 10 different guys that don't know each other from the next guy, don't have no connection, nothing. 10 random guys, and they are all the same archetype, and they all treated you bad, cheated on you, dogged you out. Why? Something about how you are moving or what you are giving off is attracting that kind of a person to you. You either go into the same shitty circles and clubs and not branching out and going somewhere outside your comfort zone to find a man that is not on what these guys are on. You may be dressing a certain way that's attracting those types of men because they just see you as a fun time. So who's really the point to blame at? I don't think dogging the men on this is the right in the situation. You know, you got to look back at what you're doing. You know what I mean? She not getting no lion with that. She getting a possum. Hey, but look, in this scenario, the possum is the better play. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad for people looking when you put it out there. I agree. I think it's such double standard, not double standard. I think it's such BS when those certain women that want to say, I want to dress how I want to dress and I can wear all this. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. I will never say you can't. By all means, have your butt cheeks flapping in the wind. God bless. Do it all. I'm going to look just like the next man would. However, it doesn't entitle you into having a good man because you are going to attract the shitty ones. 100%. And then you got the audacity to cry about it after the fact. Like, no, bitch, you made the decision. You made the bed, now lie in it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to change your movements, change how you're looking, you're going to keep attracting the same type of people. You know what I'm saying? That's really how simple it is. I always hear women asking, man, what they bring to the table. Sis, what do you bring to the table? Yeah. Growing up, my parents always told me that you don't forget that you're representing us. Don't mess up. Very true. Very true.
So why wouldn't modest be the #1 choice for most women who come out?
I think every woman's different. I don't think there's one way or another. Like I said, I have clothes that are more revealing. I have clothes that are less revealing. It's just a matter of like your vibe. And I don't think there's one right way or another. And I don't think that men should treat women differently based on what they wear.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, you can't pick and choose this shit. This is where it gets me annoyed. Like, you can't pick and choose and say, well, we should wear whatever, and then men can't do that. No, that's not how it works. That's just not how the world works. You know what I mean? I wish I had a harem of women and $1 million. You know what I mean? Guess what? one of those two ain't gonna happen. Well, yeah, you get the idea. It's like it's not real. Not living in reality. Like it's just not how it is. You wear some stuff, it's going to make you assume. Like think about it like this. I hate this. Really pisses me off when they do this, because if I were to say, "Oh, ladies, don't judge a man on how he looks, because if his beard looks all crazy and he ain't gonna comb his hair, of course you're gonna look at him and think he's a bum that lives in the basement of some building with his mama." You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna assume. That's just inherently what we do. I just hate when either side of the conversation tries to say, "Don't judge." Oh, fuck you, we judge. That's a core tenet in evaluating somebody. You assess them. And that's how it is. It ain't gonna change.
But I think it is a fact that a lot of the time that they do.
If I was your man, what would I need to pay for?
In our marriage or in a partnership, in a relationship, what do you mean?
Right.
Which one?
In a relationship.
Well, hopefully like our outings, our dates, presents. Not much, I guess.
So if we're boyfriend, girlfriend, all I need to cover as a man is dates and presents.
What else?
I wouldn't need to cover your hair,
No.
nails.
Hair and nails is not a must. That's on me. That's my duties. It's like me paying for your haircuts.
Thank you.
That's your duties.
Thank you, bro. Yo, one of y'all got to go shoot a shot at her, man. She is based as fuck. I've been saying this for the longest time. Every time we watch these videos and a woman's like, "He got paid my hair, my nails." For what? That's part of your normal upkeep. If you weren't fucking with this guy, you would still do it because you want to look pretty. Why the fuck would I pay for it? I'm saying off principle. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying the principle of the idea is outlandish. That some women are like, "Yeah, in order to date me, you got to pay for my hair now." Like, am I dating you or am I your fucking father at this point? Like, this is a weird concept to me, because no woman would ever be cool with if I said to you, "Hey, guess what, babe? In order to date me, for me to pipe you down, you got to pay for my barber so I can get my lining done, my head shaved. You got to, all this shit that I as a man have to do as a man, regardless of dating or not. I still got to keep my shit together and tend to my basic grooming needs." This is an absurd thing that there's some women, again, everything is always some, it's not all, because it's just the ones that we see on the internet that are fucking dumb that that say this. It's such a dumb concept, bro. Like at a certain point, you're just an adult. There's certain things you do as an adult, regardless if you're with somebody or not. Grooming yourself is one of the core tenets. Imagine, oh babe, you gotta pay for my waxes now. What waxes for what? You know what? Fuck it, babe. Just let that shit grow. Fuck it. Just let it grow. Nah, off principle, I'm not. Because if you was doing it before I came along, why the fuck I'm gonna just take over that shit now? It's a dumb concept. It's a dumb argument. I'm grateful that she said no. That's just being, normal. What's up, Vintage? Wait, what happened? You coming in the back end, bro. Josh, what's up, bro? I'm about to move to Miami and find her. Good luck, bro. Give us the updates. The only thing I wish is that he gave their IG so that you can actually go and slide in. I would have y'all go slide in DMs and see on stream if she actually responded. That would be high quality content. I'd have y'all shoot your shots in the stream.
But a woman isn't expected to provide like a man is to the woman.
Right, but no, I wouldn't ask for that. It would be nice if they offered it, but I wouldn't ask for it.
Okay. Now what about marriage?
What about it? My phone is blowing up. Yeah.
What would I be expected to cover then?
And I feel like, yeah, you would cover everything of mine, because when you sign up to marry me, you sign up to take care of me and provide me with everything I need. And me working is a bonus.
But it shouldn't be a necessity.
I don't think so.
So when we're married, that's when I'm gonna be required to start paying for your hair, nails, toothbrushes, blankets.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you give the man back in return?
Let's see. Wait, let's see if she aces this part. She's been on fire this whole video.
Everything such as?
My soul, my energy, everything.
If I say jump.
My children.
Our children.
Our children, everything.
Well, you're and his children.
Right, our children.
So if I say jump, you're jumping twice.
No.
No, no, you were so close. Why'd you? We were so close to having like the perfect one, y'all. No, oh baby girl, we had our hopes riding high on you. You threw it in the end. All you had to say was yes. Yeah, I'm so disappointed, man. We had hopes. Oh. My girl works, but we're getting married soon. I work a lot, so I get to make a lot. She doesn't have to. No, that's what's up, man. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, like I said before. However people decide their relationship is going to work best for them. I'm not a proponent. I don't say it has to be man does everything, woman does nothing, or it's 50-50. I'm just a believer in whatever, because each couple's dynamics can be a little bit different. So I just say whatever you choose to work for y'all is work it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? In whatever variation or combination or iteration of it, just make it work.
Maybe I'd ask why.
That's because he said it.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, she threw at the end. She threw at the end. Well, I mean, she was about as close as perfect that we've seen in this video in terms of her responses and replies, but I'd give her like I give her 80%, man. She still passed, you know, but damn, she could have been the perfect one. So close. What's up, Charles? So close. All right, make sure you guys sub to Desirable Truth on YouTube for that video if you want to watch it back and all that. Hey, one of the first comments I saw right here, when you finally get out of the friend zone, it's mostly because they've run out of options. Bruh, no lies detected. That or they've just got tired of dealing with the fuckboys.
I don't have to help you.
All right. Let's switch it up, y'all. All right, hey, real quick, before we continue in and we watch our first body cam video here, y'all. If you're over on IG, if you're over on TikTok, make sure you come fuck with me tough on kick.com/djmoondawglive. If you look underneath the video, you'll see the live on and you'll see the Kick and the YouTube channels. Please subscribe, follow, come through and watch the content. All the stream highlights go on the YouTube channel, and then my unfiltered live streams where I can do and say anything because I don't have to worry about like community guidelines and all that BS is on Kick. Okay, so come through, follow, sub up to the channel, y'all. We need to hit back up to 100 subs. We hit 100 subs. I'm gonna do a live DJ set on the live stream on Kick to celebrate that. If you want to bless the Cash App, I'll drop a bomb, shout you out for the love. Support means a lot. Definitely appreciate it. So that being said, we are back with the Lackluster channel, one of my favorite body cam channels on YouTube. Please subscribe to their channel at Lackluster on YouTube. This one says, sassy lady cop is getting sued. I love when we find these videos of the cops getting sued. Let's see what this sassy officer had to say.
I don't have to help you in your investigation. You can't demand ID when you can't articulate a crime that you think I've committed.
Yeah, you've been free to go this whole time.
She told me I've been detained.
You understand that she's just trying to gain your compliance, right?
You can't bully people into giving ID when you don't suspect a crime.
Sure. Nobody is trying to bully you into anything.
She just told me she could take me to jail if I don't give her my ID.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. On January 5th of 2024, Mr. Bulldog was riding his bike in Jacksonville, North Carolina, stopping at times to take video of various locations on foot, just around the corner of the city's police department. Jacksonville police officer Ashley Glantz pulled up claiming calls were made concerning Mr. Bulldog's activities.
Excuse me?
How you doing, sir?
All right. How can I help you? Is there a reason I'm doing a job? Yeah, to make money.
Okay, people have just been calling, just thinking it's kind of weird.
It's journalism.
She looks so young, bro. She looks so young.
I'm sorry.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's protected under the First Amendment, so.
I'm not saying you're not.
Sorry about that.
All right, but hold on.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, right now.
For what? For which crime?
So I'm further investigating why you're walking around.
What crime? That's not a crime. Walking around isn't a crime. You have to articulate a crime before you can detain me. Supervisor.
Supervisor, okay.
Yep. You can't detain just anyone. You have to articulate a crime.
I can detain
You're incorrect.
While I further
Get your supervisor and let's find out. Okay. Name and badge number.
Officer Ashley Glantz, you just badge your supervisor. Badge number 861.
Thank you.
Do you have your ID on you?
I do not.
Can you dispatch a supervisor to my location?
Big name. What's up, bro?
So, I'm assuming he's the one that complained?
No. I don't even know who complained. It came out as anonymous.
This is a constitutionally protected activity, so I'm being harassed right now, basically.
Recording. Yeah.
In public, on a public sidewalk.
Sir, I'm not saying you're not.
You are. You are. By your presence here, bothering me while I'm working is telling me I'm not allowed to do this.
Okay. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Okay.
But I'm investigating why we're getting calls about someone walking around.
Walking around isn't a crime, though.
I never said it was a crime, but I still
So
have
you
the right to
no,
detain.
you do not.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm being illegally detained right now, is what you're telling me. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Awkward.
You are failure. You're not identifying yourself. You're refusing.
What crime have I committed?
So at the end of the day, if law
It's not the end. It's the beginning.
Listen to me for a sec. So if law enforcement requests your identification, right? Your name, your date of birth, your ID card, your driver's license number, you are obligated to give that to law enforcement.
No, you're not.
Okay.
In the United States, reasonable suspicion is required for a lawful detention, but the law requires more than a subjective hunch or unparticularized suspicion. It must be based on specific, objective, and articulable facts, rather than on broad or subjective impressions.
People have just been calling, just thinking it's kind of weird.
They must point to a specific behavior that logically suggests a possible crime. For instance, someone loitering in a high-crime area at night might be suspicious, but without more specific behaviors indicating criminal activity. This alone is not enough for reasonable suspicion, which means this detention is unlawful and a clear violation of Mr. Bulldog's rights, protected under the First and Fourth Amendment.
Not unless you can articulate a crime.
So I can articulate that this
Walking around is not suspicious. Isn't a crime.
Okay, but it is something we have to investigate.
It's not a crime, so I don't have to comply with anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation.
Okay. Well, I am asking you to identify yourself. You are refusing.
Haven't committed a crime.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter. No,
It's amazing how they don't know their own the laws, bro. I'm telling you that. Lackluster's a great channel. Absolutely. They make great body cam videos. Absolutely. And their channel blew up, man. I followed them when they were at like less than 100K. Now they're over a mil. It's crazy.
Do not.
Okay.
You are incorrect.
Okay.
Well, you're about to learn. I hope this is your supervisor. He's about to school you if it's your actual supervisor.
Okay. How are you, sir?
We'll see how this plays out.
I just got here. Right. That's not my supervisor.
That's not going to help then.
Well, I requested a supervisor.
It has to be in a timely manner. You understand that, right?
I understand that
Okay.
the city of Jacksonville is quite large.
It's not. It's not. It's not large at all.
Roughly 5 minutes into the detention, Officer Glantz speaks to her supervisor over the phone.
I'm getting a phone call from my supervisor. You're still not free to leave.
We'll see.
Same command. Yeah, he's at Gum Ranch in 17, so he is on his way.
To tell you that you're violating my rights.
Not what it is.
It is what it is.
Okay.
I'm walking up and down the street doing a protected activity, and you stop me and demand ID for no crime.
So, like I explained to you, we've gotten multiple calls.
Suspicious isn't a crime.
Okay. That gives us something to investigate.
It does not.
When you cheat on your police
can
exam?
Investigate all you want, but you can't demand ID when you can't articulate a crime.
Man, it's crazy, bro. We see this time and time again, how these officers don't even know the law and apply it properly. It's almost disingenuous, if not outright just ignorant to how it works. How do you get in this position and not know the circumstances under which you can detain somebody and reasonable suspicion versus just, all of that. And we have these situations like this. So many of these videos we watch are on the channel. We see this time and time again. They just don't know the law, or they just willfully ignore it because they have the badge, they got qualified immunity, and they just run with whatever they want to run. And then they kick the can down over to the DA, who then has to decide, we're not going to prosecute this. This is a bullshit waste of our time. Or no, this is going to lead to a lawsuit. And then we, the taxpayers, end up paying for their dumbass mistakes or just outright ignorance.
That you think I've committed.
I never said you committed a crime. I said
So then you have no right here.
Investigating your suspicious behavior. While we're
Suspicious
doing
isn't a crime.
You have to identify yourself.
I do not.
Okay.
Suspicious is not a crime.
I see so many cops that willfully
Name and
ignore
badge number,
laws.
please.
Yeah.
My name's Corporal Tim Bureau. My officer number is 674.
Thank you.
The Jackson Police Department.
Thank you.
Do you live around here?
I'm not answering any questions.
Okay. Well, you have a nice day then, okay?
Thank you. Am I free to go?
Yeah, you've been free to go this whole time.
She told me I've been detained.
Oh, okay.
Twice now. So I'm detained?
Well, you want a supervisor?
Am I detained?
I'm trying to identify you.
That's not happening. Am I detained?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm trying to identify you.
That's not my problem. I don't have to further your investigation for you. That's your job. So if you want to find out who I am, you go run photo arrays, whatever you want to do. Apparently you have no idea how it works. You can't walk up to a citizen not committing a crime and demand ID. That's not how this works.
Okay. Yes, you know the law more than
I do, actually.
Yeah, apparently he does, actually. Yes. Yes, you fucking boot. No way. She just got out of field training on her first day on the job and she doesn't even know what she's doing. I play, I do GTA roleplay and I made a cop character and I think my cop character is better than all these real law enforcement. That's the scary part. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah. Hard to believe a citizen out here would actually have a degree and know what they're talking about, huh? It's all right. We're going to stop all this corruption.
You doing all right?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
I don't answer questions.
Especially when I'm being illegally detained.
Well, I already told you you're free to go. So if you'd like to leave.
Am I free to go?
If you want to go, you don't want to talk to a supervisor?
Am I free to go or am I detained? I need an answer. I'm not detained.
Just so you know, sir, this is the Jackson Police Department. So there's
Great.
gates and everything, the fence and everything.
Great.
Just don't enter into that fence.
That's
okay?
fine.
Cool.
So I'm on the sidewalk. It's where I've been the whole time before I was harassed.
More than welcome to stay there.
So,
Go.
once again, you've been proven wrong by your own coworker here.
You have a great day, sir.
I'm having a great day.
Me too.
I'm not breaking the law. I'm right here on the sidewalk in public, exercising my constitutional right. Wow.
So what happens? How does he get back here?
Corruption at its finest.
Shortly after being released, the supervisor arrives on scene.
Hey, sir, how are you?
Name and badge number, please, since you approached me.
Sergeant Biscuits.
All right.
What's going on today?
I've been released. Are you detaining me again?
So you're not detained?
Okay, thank you.
Over the next couple minutes, Mr. Bulldog films the plates of the cruisers to document who was on scene before attempting to mount his bike and leave. But as he returned to it, he was detained a second time.
All right, guys, we're looking through your capable handling. I hope you have a great day, bud.
Hey, sir. The officer asked you for your name and the information.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Well, like she explained to you, she's investigating suspicious activity.
Suspicious isn't a crime.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know y'all wish it was, but it's not.
Okay. Are you going to give her your name and information?
No, I haven't committed a
What do
crime.
you plan on doing, sir?
I'm doing my job, trying to, without being harassed.
Okay.
I'm just gathering content for a story, and y'all want to harass me over it.
Okay. What's your job? You're a writer?
Obviously, I'm a journalist.
Okay. Well, how is that obvious?
I'm gathering content for a story.
Okay, well,
Who else
everybody
does
with a
that?
cell
Do
phone
mechanics
isn't a
do that?
journalist, sir.
Excuse me?
I said everybody with a cell phone isn't a journalist.
If they choose to be, they are. It's in the Constitution.
Okay. Cell phones make you a journalist?
If that's what you choose to do, yeah.
Okay.
Awkward. This is so awkward. This is so awkward. They don't even know how to handle it. At this point, if you don't know how to handle this, you should just let them be. Because there legitimately isn't any reasonable suspicion. So why they're, you know, again, another ego trip, because they should have just let him go. Like, is it worth the hassle? Is he actually doing something criminal? No. Have a good day, man. It's like, why waste the energy? But here they are, butthurt. Then they want to get an ID on them. So they're going to keep pressing the issue.
I mean, like I said, I'm investigating suspicious activity.
That is a supervisor,
Suspicious
yeah.
isn't a crime.
People about someone reporting.
Fully
For
legal.
identification. If law enforcement asks for the identification, you are required to identify
You are
yourself.
not. Why am I not in jail right now, then?
because we're trying to not go that route by you not identifying yourself. So technically,
You see, I got bail money. So, I mean, if y'all really want to press it.
so technically, I can arrest you right now for resist obstruct delay. You're obstructing my
I'm not,
investigation.
no, I haven't obstructed anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation.
In North Carolina, officers have access to a book titled Crimes. It lays out the elements of a crime so that an unsure law enforcement officer can do their due diligence and be sure that they don't make an unlawful arrest. The book explores each element and provides examples of when the statute is not to be used. For example, Element 1 shows a person can walk or even run away from an officer if the police-initiated encounter is consensual, but Element 2 is going to be the one that wins this lawsuit. It begins by explaining Hybel, a Supreme Court decision that held that a person who had been stopped on reasonable suspicion of a crime must disclose his name. However, it continues to state that unlike Nevada, North Carolina does not require a person to disclose his or her name under similar circumstances, and that in the absence of such a statute, that a person's mere refusal to disclose his name is insufficient to support a charge of resist obstruct delay. And all things considered, this book is talking about when an officer has reasonable suspicion. But in this encounter, as we mentioned earlier, they have not yet met the standard.
Yeah.
But the worst part is that most agencies in North Carolina carry this book in their patrol car, so they can refer to it when they are uncertain of the law. You can also find copies at the police station.
Yeah, they got the cheat manual in the fucking cruiser and they still don't know the laws. Oh my God. I'm never going to North Carolina. Yeah, they literally got the textbook in the fucking cruiser and they don't even know it. That's even crazier. Oh my God. How? This doesn't make sense, bro. How do they get hired to be officers? The main factor for being an officer should be the law. You have to know the laws. It's like, what do they do? You go to the academy for a couple of weeks, run a mile and a half, do a stupid cheesy obstacle course, and then they give you a badge? Like, what is happening in these police training academies that people are getting through to be officers and don't even know the law? Your whole premise of you being out there is to enforce laws, yet you don't even know what the fuck they are or how they are applied properly. And you just, we can arrest you because it's always the same shit. Resisting, what else do they use a lot? It's like a catch-all. Resisting, pretty much resisting. That's usually, and some other ones they'll throw in there just to use it to catch your ass.
And even on the prosecutor's desk, leaving plenty of wiggle room for these officers to look it up.
I don't have to help you identify anyone. That's helping your investigation. That's your job. That's what I pay you to do.
Sure, you understand that she's just trying to gain your compliance, right?
That's not my problem.
I don't want to take you to jail, but also I'm doing my
obstruction.
Clearly
Thank
do,
you,
because
Josh.
This is a legal, constitutionally protected activity that you're harassing me over. And then you're lying to me, telling me I have to submit ID to any officer that asks. No, that's incorrect. If you suspect me of a crime and you can articulate it, then yes, I will surrender ID.
Let me clear it.
We can clear it up in court.
We're not in court, sir.
We can be very easily.
I would like to avoid that.
I would rather not, because this is going to keep happening until you guys are taught a lesson.
What's that, sir?
That you can't bully people into giving ID when you don't suspect a crime.
Sir, nobody is trying to bully you intentionally.
She just told me she could take me to jail if I don't give her my ID.
What she's trying to make sure you understand is when law enforcement are investigating something.
They can investigate whatever you want. You have to suspect me of a crime. What crime do you suspect me of?
Right
all she can articulate is suspicion, not a crime.
You're gonna listen, sir? You ask me questions. You want the answers?
Not really. I know the answers. You think I would come out here and not know? You know them.
He got the evil villain laugh. He's like, I got these motherfuckers. I got them.
You clearly don't. Like, you see the time, like, you realize this is costing me job money right now? You're costing me time?
Keep your hand out of your pockets.
No problem.
So he resorts to keep your hands out the pockets. They're just waiting for
the. Or am I free to go?
Right now you're detained.
Okay. For what crime do you suspect me of?
Because she's following up on investigation.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Suspicious activity.
It's not. So suspicion is a crime.
Are you going to give her your name and information?
No.
Okay. Turn that for James back.
Okay.
Mr. BoondDawg was arrested and charged with resist, obstruct, delay.
Oh
But
yeah,
the incident-
there's the other one. I said resisting, right? And obstruction. Those are like the two most bullshit things that they use just to get you, bag you up. If nothing else, they can get you on.
report fails to give additional information.
Resisting public officer see on or about the date of offense shown in the county named above the defendant lawfully and willfully did resist, delay, and obstruct, glance a public officer holding the office, blah, 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 by fail to identify oneself after being asked multiple times at the time the officer was discharging and attempted to discharge an official duty by investigating suspicious behavior. That is so generic, bro. Oh my God. Again, when I role play as my cop character in GTA roleplay, I write more detailed reports in role play than these motherfuckers in real life, bro. Oh my God. We're at the beginning of 2024. I'm already getting stressed, y'all. This is going to be a long year.
It states that Mr. BoondDawg, quote, failed to identify oneself after being asked multiple times. Further stating that at the time the officer was discharging and attempting to discharge an official duty by investigating suspicious behavior, literally copying the statute as her narrative. And so it appears that none of the officers ever looked at the book regarding the charge. But that's what happens when you hire 20-year-olds with GEDs.
Oh, here we go. I knew she looked young. Yo, like, I'm going to keep it a buck. Certain fields, career fields, there should be age minimums because you need a certain level of maturity. Being 20 years old as a cop, unacceptable. Full stop. It's different than the military. Because I know somebody will be like, well, you go in the military. I was 17 when I went in the Marine Corps. But what's fundamentally different when you go into the service is that you have superiors that are like on you. You live in a confined area. It's much more structured and there's much more oversight. Not saying it's perfect, but 20-year-old as a cop when you're on the cruiser by yourself is crazy. Imagine a 20 years old, you know the shit I was doing at 20 years old, how reckless it is? And I gotta believe a 20-year-old that's got a badge and a gun is gonna have the mental fortitude to decipher stuff, understand and comprehend things. Are you crazy? How is this even legal to be 20 years old as a cop? To me, this is unacceptable. Now, having a high school degree, that's fine. There should be an age though. You should be at like 25 minimum to be a cop. You know what I mean? 25 minimum.
And hand them a weapon and power over their peers. In fact, it's become so common for officers to not understand the law that law firms are writing articles on their websites about how common it is. Mr. BoondDawg says that during booking, Officer Glantz told him that she wasn't going to take his fingerprints, and at first he didn't understand why, until he saw the magistrate and was refused bond because he had no fingerprints on file. And so it's alleged that Officer Glantz was attempting to manipulate the system to keep him in jail with no bond for much longer than normal. As you would expect, Mr. BoondDawg intends to fight this charge, and to follow up the civil rights violations with a complaint against the officers which will go nowhere, and then a well-deserved lawsuit. And with that, the court of public opinion is now open. As the jury, let me know what you think of this interaction. Do you expect more from your law enforcement officers? Or is this acceptable?
Unacceptable. I already said what I had to say. Hiring practices and the lack of training that these police departments offer, it's downright terrible for citizens, and it's actually bad for those people that become officers. They're not getting the proper training, resources, and education to fulfill that job in the way that it needs to be done. It's a disservice to everyone, because believe it or not, we do need good cops. We do need, but they don't get the training. It's crazy because they get a bulk of the city budgets. I'm in Chicago. The Chicago city budget, a couple years ago, I looked at it. I haven't looked at it recently, and I'm sure it's only gone up. But maybe 5 years ago, I did a video about it. And at that time, the mayor had a budget of $1.9 billion roughly for Chicago Police Department. You heard me? $1.9 billion. And I might be off a little bit, but it was definitely a billy, right? Minimum. Just for our police department in Chicago. Meanwhile, Health and Human Services, Family Services, all these other areas of social services that people really need had not even a percentage of the budget. It's so far off, and it's crazy. It's like, okay, if they got $1 million budget, how are they still lacking in training? How are they still lacking in? So where's the money going? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. What do you guys think? That's crazy. She did that on purpose to keep him longer in jail. They do stuff like that, man. They do that to mess with you. 100%. It's the little cop games they'll play. 100%. Let's see here.
He turned my camera off.
All right, we got another banger. All right, y'all, we're back with another one from Lackluster. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And if you're watching this back on the YouTube channel, make sure you drop your thoughts on this video down below. All right, this one says, cop sued, enforcing ego over oath on lawful arrest. I already see where this is going to go. Ego is the biggest reason a lot of these cops, you know, get themselves into trouble because they just can't take it, man.
He turned my camera off. I think he's going to do stuff to me. I'm asking you now to leave. Well, I can leave, but I'm in handcuffs.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. In June of 2022, Hendry and Ty Reviews went to the Lake County Government Complex in Indiana to view the grounds and see firsthand how our state and federal tax dollars are being spent. The complex holds the Sheriff's Department, Treasurer's Office, County Clerk, Superior Court, a correctional facility, and an animal control and adoption center. Large parking lots
that's a
surround
pretty
the buildings
efficient
for public use, and others which are gated and feature signs, warning those without parking permits that their vehicles risk being towed. This didn't stop Google Maps from driving through some of the lots, including the ones where Hendry and Ty were set off to explore. The entrance they walked through had no signs or posted notices banning entry. In fact, the only signs they saw when walking onto the property suggested the public is welcome to enter for court or to adopt an animal. One section even features a doggy bag dispenser for people walking through and utilizing the public grassy area, so they ventured into the lot and filmed their surroundings. And about 2 minutes after their arrival, an employee inquired as to what they were doing. The two continued to film as a shift change appears to happen, and although it's difficult to hear, someone inside the building, likely an inmate, began pounding on the window from one of the upper floors of the facility.
Got somebody beating on a window up there, I think.
They're beating the window.
Did you hear that?
I heard that, yeah.
I think this is probably hear it.
They continued walking around the lot without protest from the public servants arriving for their workday. Nearly 10 minutes into their exploration, they began recording the fleet of government vehicles, and as they walked near a Sheriff's Department cruiser, it quickly takes off.
Huh. Very quite interesting.
Shortly after, the trouble begins.
I mean, I can see why they might get pressed because they're all up on the cars. It starts to look a little, you know, a little sus.
The first deputy immediately puts Hendry.
Boy, he's definitely chasing them down on foot pursuit for sure.
Deputy immediately puts Hendry in cuffs and tells him that he's trespassing.
Or what? We're just recording?
Recording what?
Just what we can see from public?
We're doing it on purpose. You gotta ask me to leave before you can trespass.
Yeah, we.
I'm not trespassing. That's what are you doing while you're videotaping our parking lot?
I'm in handcuffs.
Right. I don't know what you're doing here. I'm making sure that you're not doing
right now.
What do you videotape?
Just everything we can see from public.
Why? I asked why you're
You need to come over here. He turned my camera off. I think he's gonna do stuff to me.
Camera officer, what do you do? This is a jail. This is just,
We're exercising our First Amendment right.
You can't be in this parking lot.
There's no signs that say that, so we didn't know. Nobody asked us to leave. What do you?
Okay, well I'm asking you now to leave.
Well, I can leave, but I'm in handcuffs.
After you're done with this, you're going to be leaving.
You don't know what you're doing right now.
This is not a public lot.
Well, there's no sign saying that, so I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. You knew. You were going through everyone.
No, you gotta have that display. You can't say that. You know. Come on now.
Everyone's car is recording stuff. Don't move. You were going
This
through
is battery,
cars.
guys. All right, if you're a supervisor, I'd suggest that you stop him.
They were looking through everyone's cars recording.
That's
things.
not a. It's
Everyone's
called the
license
plain
plates.
view doctrine.
They were looking at everyone's
It's
license
in plain
plates,
view in
recording
public. We can see it. It's all okay to look at.
Call the break.
Yep.
The plain view doctrine is a rule of criminal procedure. It lets
So the sergeant doesn't even know and tells him to call somebody else.
an officer sees evidence without a warrant if the evidence is clearly visible from a public place, such as looking into your vehicle during a traffic stop. In other cases, this applies to private spaces if the officer has a lawful reason to be there, such as when a person invites an officer into their home. The plain view doctrine also sets a standard for citizens. The people should be free to inspect the vehicles and buildings the government is spending our taxes on. Now the arresting officer claims that there is a sign. It is likely that only drivers can view the sign and was never seen by the two men. Furthermore, the sign only restricts parking in the lot if you are not jail staff and does not forbid entry altogether,
Right.
nor is it supported by Indiana code.
Well, we'll get you a supervisor on duty.
Can you get me out of handcuffs? I'm not a threat. What's the reason that I'm in handcuffs? You're obviously not concerned about me running.
I don't even know, but you know what? We have inmates that go back, that get released and come back to try to do stuff to our cars, key up our cars and stuff. So
I know.
We've got everything that we did on camera.
Mess with our stuff. Yeah.
Do you think we do something funky and record it?
Hey, Sergeant, can I get your name and badge number, please?
It's on my shirt. Shanupa 411.
Shanupa?
Yeah, 411.
Thank you. What's his?
Ask him.
Hey, officer.
On my shirt too. Cross
Can I
491. I said cross 491.
We'll get you a supervisor over here.
Why am I in handcuffs?
Ask him to put you in handcuffs, not me.
Why am I in handcuffs, man?
Why are you recording this?
Why are you keeping suspicion? I'm not pushing you. Suspicion isn't a felony or a misdemeanor.
I'd appreciate it if you don't get behind me, man.
You were going through people's cars.
I was not going through anybody's
and you
car.
recorded the proof.
I'm not going through
You were looking
anybody's
through
car.
people's cars.
Looking inside the windows is not a crime. You guys do
Really?
it every
That's
time
not
you make
weird.
a traffic stop.
That's not weird at all.
If you
Going
guys
through
do it
people's
every
cars.
time you do a
Weird,
traffic
weird is not illegal. You know what I'm saying? Weird is not illegal. These guys are losing this battle bad.
stop, then yeah, that's weird. But if you don't do it, then okay. I'm chill. I'm in handcuffs. You're the one
right
who's
now you're
all
being loud.
stressed out.
You're the one being loud.
No, you're the one who just assaulted me.
Assaulted me.
You got me in handcuffs. What would you do if I put you in handcuffs? I didn't see it when I was walking in.
Okay.
You had to have come in. You had to have. I walked past that yellow thing.
I'm telling you now, turn the camera off.
This is for our own safety, man.
You're not supposed to be in this lot.
Okay,
I'm
it
asking
will
you
leave.
nicely to turn the camera off. There's jail staff only. You're not supposed to be videotaping this lot. It's jail staff only. Please turn the camera off before we go. They say any worse.
I requested another officer.
We're taking a look.
Deal with this man? He's grabbing me.
We're taking a look at the sign.
And he's saying,
Super hard.
Yeah, bro, you just grabbed me hard. Stop that.
Child.
Okay, well, you still have to ask me to leave before I'm crash cast. It's in statute, guys.
There's a sign.
Sir.
It's a government building. There's a sign.
It's public property. I just want to know. I didn't see it. Sir. Tyler, did you see it?
I did not see it. We just walked it.
Okay. But, hey, Sergeant, will you come deal with me, bro?
In this parking lot. Are you parked in this?
No.
You seem to be the more level-headed one. I'd rather talk to you.
Yes, we walked.
Okay, where did you walk from?
I walked from over in that direction.
So you walked across the street. Which is another.
I don't want to be grabbed by any grab.
I'm not trying to grab you. The whole point is this. The whole point. I actually require. Is that off?
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
So you should turn that off and restrict it a lot. Turn that off. But you taped this completely. You cannot tape. This is all.
The video ends there, and none of the deputies were equipped with body cams. The two were charged with trespass and released, but the charges were ultimately dismissed. In January of 2024, Hendry and Ty filed a lawsuit against the county, sheriff, and the arresting deputy Joseph Kraus for First, Fourth, and 14th Amendment violations. Based on the reactions of most of the employees for the first 10 minutes of video, it's safe to assume that seeing people walk through the lot to get to other buildings is normal, and that Hendry and Ty were detained solely because they were recording.
They were looking through everyone's cars recording.
That's not a
everyone's
called a
license
plain view.
No, I'm arresting him because that's weird behavior. that's what Officer Blart over here is suggesting. It's weird behavior. I'm going to put you in handcuffs.
They were looking at everyone's
It's
license
in plain
plates,
view in
recording
public.
Lawsuits like this can either settle in a month or two or get dragged on for years. So when this one comes to a close, I'll let you know. Until then, make sure you check out Hendry and Ty reviews respectively. And while you're there, let them know I sent you. Otherwise, if you like these videos, be sure to check out another one linked on screen.
I would kind of wish. Oops, I'm trying to go back. I kind of wish that there was more to that one. It's a little left us a little bit in the hanging there on what's gonna happen, but you know, like not the most egregious thing here. They were just being pissy about them walking around filming the cars. It's a public lot. It certainly didn't say no one allowed other than jail people like can park in here. So I can see why those charges got dumped real quick. DA looked at this and was like, yeah, no, you can't do this. If anything, it's on them to put more signage around in different areas because no one, some people might not drive through that lot and see the sign. They walk through and it doesn't say, you know, no civilian personnel here, period. So that's an easy dub for these guys. I hope they get a little bit of a back. They're going to get like a ton of money, but they might get a little something. Either way, just pretty stupid on the behalf of these police for just messing with these guys. You know what I mean? All right.
Welcome back to
Jesus. Let's see what we got on this one. Not a long one, but this should be interesting. Let me see here. All right, y'all. Another one from Lackluster. Check him out on Lackluster on YouTube. This one says, cop throws man on head. He fell. State's attorney waits 4 weeks to charge him. Oop, this sounds interesting.
Channel. On December 14th of 2023, the Waukegan Police Department responded to a domestic dispute. The response led to the arrest of a man who was placed in a cruiser to wait for Officer Richard Tabiz to arrive on scene. Officer Tabiz was not there for the incident or the arrest. He was simply assigned to transport the man, and while waiting for the arrival of the transporting officer, the 7 other officers on scene said that the arrestee was cooperative and calm. He had been in custody for several minutes before Officer Tabiz arrived on scene, and the custody exchange occurred.
Wait, is this Waukegan, Illinois? That's right up north of Chicago.
So you got a double lock? For next time.
It is Waukegan, Illinois. I think.
Vamos.
Officer Farva. True, Brad. True.
Hey.
All of the courteous and good officers on scene immediately jumped into action to protect the man in custody from further abuse. Just kidding. That rarely happens. Instead, they all stood around as silent cowards and allowed Officer Tabiz to forcefully pick up the man, adding to further injury to the man's hands.
Oh, you fell, dude. Why'd you fall? Why'd you fall? Get up. I'm gonna show you, motherfucker. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Bro, that's crazy, man.
Okay, I got you. All right. You still crying? I'll tell you, stupid motherfucker.
And he's antagonizing him. Like you heard that, right? You still crying, bro? Like that is unnecessary. That is there should be no room for that shit to be done. Like as a professional, he did whatever he did. You cuff him, you take him in there. But when they do that, that's out of pocket. Is it something that they get charged for? No, but it's 100% unprofessional. And if I was the chief of police, I would have a zero tolerance policy for officers to antagonize suspects. They did something wrong. They will be held accountable. You treat them with a core level of respect. You don't antagonize them. This isn't like you're going to teach them a lesson. Like, it's not your job. Cuff them, take them in, process them, move along. Too many of these cops get personally invested in this shit, and that's what allows them to get in these situations where they antagonize you. Oh, you still crying? That was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying?
You can have a seat in there.
And if you're a cop there, you got to be thinking, yep, this is a lawsuit coming. And nobody's saying nothing.
Okay, appreciate you.
The man had also hit his head on the driveway and was taken to a nearby hospital. This hospitalization prompted a review of the incident, and command staff suspended Officer Tabiz with pay that evening. The day after, however, they sent the footage to the state attorney's office, who then took nearly 4 weeks to charge the officer, as he continued to collect paychecks over a free Christmas and New Year's vacation. On Wednesday, January 10th, Mr. Tabiz was finally charged with felony official misconduct and misdemeanor battery. In a statement, Lake County State's Attorney Eric Reinhart said, besides Tabiz...
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out, I think this, I'm pretty sure this is in Illinois. Lake County, let's see, the state's attorney. Who is it? Is it the same guy? Image? Yeah, it's him. So this is definitely in Illinois, my home state, right up the street. Okay.
Other officers on scene acted very professionally throughout the encounter. We think they could have done a little more. The state attorney's office has begun an immediate review of all pending cases involving Tabiz in light of these charges, and he will appear in court on January 17th. However, none of the...
That happened already. Yo, I wish we can get into these courts and watch this unfold.
The other officers have been charged, nor is there any word that any of them will face disciplinary action for their failure to intervene. If for the first time ever something like that happens and becomes public, I'll let you know. And when the lawsuit is filed, we'll be sure to go over it. Mr. Tabiz has not yet been fired and will likely be stripped of his qualified immunity. So either the agency's insurance policy will pay for it, or the officer will be indemnified by the city. Either way.
And you know what's going to happen is he's going to quit before they fire him, and he's going to go over to another state or another county and get hired on again. And that is the fundamental problem with shitty cops, is that they can do this. They could walk away from one job, they quickly resign before they get terminated, so it's not on their record, or they try to hide it, and then they go to another jurisdiction and go and get hired on, and either the new jurisdiction doesn't know why they're coming over there, like, oh, there's a story here, like you're problematic, or they willfully turn a blind eye because they need personnel and like, all right, we'll hire you, you know, whatever. And that shouldn't be the case. In order to be a cop, you should have one chance only, and at the minute you do anything misconduct, never again should you be in law enforcement. I don't give a fuck. It should be a zero tolerance policy on any kind of misconduct while on duty. You're done. You can never be law enforcement again. There's zero room for that.
We're sure the taxpayers will be thoroughly punished for the officer's actions. As always, let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. And if you like these investigations, be sure to subscribe, like, and share the video to spread the signal. And check out one of my other videos linked on screen.
Yeah, that was just crazy. And you know, it's also problematic that he throws him to the ground and none of the officers say anything. It speaks volumes that none of the other officers did anything. They either knew he was dead ass wrong and didn't say nothing because they didn't want to be on the body cams rolling. So they're like, I'm just not going to say nothing because I'm not going to be involved. It's already recorded. It's done. Or this is a behavior that he's done before and they just have accepted it and they let it ride and they don't check him on that. I'm telling you, bro, if I was a cop and one of the officers did something like out of pocket, I'd be in their ass. Cause like you're putting my career, you're putting what I do in jeopardy, you know what I'm saying? Because of your association, because we're on the scene of an arrest. Now I'm getting grouped in with you. Oh, you, man, listen, I'm going to be on body camera calling them out so that when it goes to trial, they'll be like, well, Officer MoonDawg definitely was there calling him out on it. That was not the appropriate thing to do. You know, I'm getting a pass, bro. I'm getting about that jam. You know what I mean? Shitty cops, bro. Crazy. Happened right here in my home state too. Good old Waukegan police. Let's see what some of the comments had to say here. I don't understand how throwing a heckle person onto their head isn't legally defined as attempted murder. Yeah, it's a pretty tough one right there. Every cop witnessed assault but did not put their report should be brought up on charges. That's a good point too. You know what I'm saying? By the way, let's take a look here. Waukegan Police Department on Facebook. Oh, can't, oh, we can. Let's see here. I want to see if people, oh yeah, let's look at people got him in here. Did you charge the cop that slammed the handcuffed man on his head? Are we sweeping the crime under the rug like usual? Yo, people are going in on him. I knew it. I knew it. Anything else? You forgot one suspect that fell down. Oh man, they going in. I love it. I love when they're all spamming the comments with the you know what I'm saying? Oh man, funny stuff. We're talking about the guy that got his head hit on the thing. Funny stuff. Are corrupted cops on the rise over there? I don't know if it's on the rise. It's just that with body cam footage, we're starting to see the reality of it. This is stuff that people have been talking about, injustices of policing since the 60s and 70s and 80s, but there was no cameras. You know, people would say, oh, cops were racial and da-da-da. There was never a lot of you know, quantifiable evidence to support the thing. But now we're in a time where everything's recorded. There's cameras everywhere. And now we actually get to see how some cops, let me be clear, it's always not all of them. There's some cops, the rotten apples that are in there that make it bad for everyone else that's doing the job properly, that are out there being unprofessional, that are, you know, misconduct or just flat out full on criminal acts while in the line of duty. We're now just seeing it. We're seeing the reality of it all. Before it was, you only took the officer's word and whatever was written on the report. And yet time over time, we see it in these videos where the body cam shows a very clear picture of what happened. And then we see their police report and it's a totally different thing than what is on body cam. And that is what is fundamentally problematic, is even though they wear body cams, they are still falsifying reports to fit a narrative that makes the suspect look worse, you know, bad, or to validate what they're being charged for, when the body cam shows a very different thing, you know. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm believing what I see on video that is capturing everything raw without being, you know, adjusted or tweaked out, versus somebody's account of a version of a story that they wrote up to justify their actions and protect their, you know, cover their ass. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And it should be that we weigh the videos more than a police report. You know what I mean? You want to feel like it's suspicious. Okay. Still not illegal, Officer Farva. All right. What do we got here?
I have a question for the men.
All right. We're going to take a look at this video here. This channel blew up, man. I've been following him on TikTok for a minute. Homath. Really good stuff. Very, very unique channel and content. So today we're going to take a look at what happened to marriage via Homath. Like I said, I've been following this guy on TikTok for a while now. He's blew up. We're about the same. We're about 350,000+ followers. You know, he blew up right along me and everything. And this YouTube channel is doing really well, actually. Thank you for the gifts on TikTok. So let's take a look at what happened to marriage. And one thing that's unique about his content is he used these illustrations to break things down. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at it.
I have a question for the men. Do you guys still want to get married?
I think what you're asking is, do you want to be married? And I think that a lot of men would say, yes, I do want a partner to spend my life with. But when you say, do you want to get married? I'm not sure if you're keeping in mind all these extra steps that come before and the possible ones after. Here's a guy living in a cardboard box with his ex-wife in his house with other men.
Yo, that's crazy. That's the reality of it. You get divorced, she takes all your shit, and then she's off doing her thing while you're struggling to keep your head above water, and she's getting dicked down by all these other guys that in your old house.
To keep in mind that happens with roughly 1/3 of new marriages, and that's only for the men who have the opportunity to get married, which is contingent upon a bunch of steps that have changed quite a bit over the years. So in order to get married, you have to date, and in order to date, you have to work and make money, and in order...
Yo, the fact that he got work, DEI, cancel culture, economy, inflation.
To work and make money, you have to go to school, and men have been facing a lot of new difficulties in all of these areas over the last few decades. So, do I want to have a partner? Yes. But do I want to go through all of this again? Not right now. So you want to get married, you have to date, you want to date, you have to work, you want to work, you have to go to school. This is where a lot of male problems begin. I'm not saying that schoolgirls have it easy, but the last few decades, schoolboys have been treated like they are defective. In 3rd grade, I used to finish my work before the other kids, and I would get up and move around, and they told me that was not okay, so they medicated me. When I got a little older, the other boys would start fights, and I went to the authorities to do the right thing, and they punished both of us. So then I took matters into my own hands, and they punished just me. Because of these policies, they don't let boys just fight it out anymore. Those types of policies are not setting young boys up for success. They punish the way that we natively look at the world. It definitely messed me up a little, and that was 30 years ago, and I have no idea what's going on now.
Yo, it's a actually valid point. There's a lot of things that are set up now for young boys and young men that try to erase the way in which we resolve conflicts. And the reality is, as a man, or, you know, part of being a man and whatever, it's in our nature, when it push comes to shove, got to put up them paws, you know what I'm saying? You got to swing it out. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather people swing it out, you live to fight another day, versus run into weapons and stuff like that. You know, sometimes you just got to take a good old ass whooping, and sometimes you got to dish one out. And we're in a culture now where there's too much of of a culture of matriarchy, believe it or not, that is trying to subdue that and try to say, well, men, you shouldn't fight it out. And they're trying to curtail how men problem solve and conflict resolve, you know?
When we get older and go to college, there are all kinds of things in place to help girls that are not available for boys, and they say that it's there to correct problems, but I don't think those problems exist anymore. So as we are accumulating what we need to succeed in life, boys are getting less of a head start than they used to, which is, I think, one of the contributing reasons for why they say men have Peter Pan syndrome and they never grow up. I think it starts here. When we get into the workplace, there are similar programs that benefit women and not men. And that's an issue because women want to make equal money to men, but then they also want men to make more and support them, and you can't have both. Additionally, the culture has become very inhospitable towards men, and again, the way that men communicate and behave. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the economy is getting pretty bad, and even though that affects everybody, men are the ones who are expected to pay, so
hits us the most.
Us at an increasing...
This actually is what curtails men from dating, because majority of men know if you're going to date, you gotta flip the bill. Now, one area that I think a lot of women don't realize is how expensive dating is, because by and large, women don't pay for shit on dates. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just how it is, right? Like, you don't pay for shit. Like, you're going out on a date. By and large, you're going to be provided the date. You're not going to have to do much, show up for the most part, right? But if you like here, let's take a look at it right now, right? Let's look. It's real simple. Average cost of a date in 2023. Let's see what the average cost of a date is. Oops. Okay. $159. Okay, $159. Follow me on here. Okay, follow me. Let's do this now. We got that later. Okay, so $153. Let's say, as a man, you know what? I lined up 3 dates for the weekend. Friday night date, Saturday, and a Sunday brunch. I got 3 dates. I just spent $500 on one weekend alone. If I'm trying to date every weekend, I'm spending damn near 2 bands a month to date. Yeah, you realize how this adds up very quickly for a man. And when we go back into talking about how the economy is hitting right now, a lot of men aren't dating because financially it doesn't make sense. Simply put it, like just a regular date, going on one date is almost $200. And when guys are hurting because of the economy and all that stuff, and then when you look at how women are actually doing better, a lot better, making good money, then it means a guy has to have more than what the woman has, because most times they're not going to want a guy that's making less than them. The math is just the math. You know what I'm saying? And this is what people don't talk about when it comes to dating. A woman can go out 4 or 5 dates in a week, and it costs her $0, bro. $0. Maybe some costs that are associated with getting her hair done, but that's stuff she's going to do anyway. Hair, nails, right? Whatever the case may be. For a man, it's significantly an investment. And this is why men are very much skittish and have a problem when you see these women in some of these dating videos talk about, I need a $500 first date. Okay, so now let's play the $500 date play. $500 times 3 dates. We already know $1,500 in one weekend. Going out all 4 weekends, $6,000, bro. $6,000 to go on dates. And mind you, this doesn't guarantee that you're getting laid on any of these. Doesn't guarantee that it's going to go anywhere. You're probably going to have some one-offs. You're going to have some abysmal dates. $6,000 if we run it by the $500, you know, he got to pay $500 for a date. What man, even as a man of means, I would never want to do that. It's a simple cost benefit equation, simple economics, right? It doesn't make sense to make that kind of an investment in something that I have no clue is going to actually go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Disadvantage comparative to women as we age. Then when we get out into the dating world, if you don't have any money, that's going to be a problem. If you can't compete on the dating apps, which most men cannot, that's going to be a problem. If you're not okay with her having an OnlyFans or an Instagram or whatever, it's going to take some women off the table because they have so much attention. So a lot of men are playing catch up at this point in life when that didn't used to be the case. So our parents and grandparents did not have any of these problems. They just sort of grew up, got jobs, and married whoever was nearby. Have you ever thought of it like, would your mother have married your father if she had Tinder? Would she?
That's a great question. I bet you a lot of us would not have the same parents that we have today if they were playing by today's rules. Because for them, it was very much a very simple situation where they dated who they had access to in their immediate area. Now, because everyone can date, I can go on an app, you can go on an app and go and plug in London, or I can plug in Cali, I can plug in whatever place in the world and go look at the options available to me in that part of the world and then go after it. That was not the situation for our parents and grandparents, where they found love from whoever was in their block, their neighborhood, maybe their city, maybe regulated to a certain radius within their city. That was it. It wasn't like you was finding love you were in New York and you found the love in LA and you had this amazing story. No, if you're in New York and Bronx, your wife or your husband was probably from the Bronx. Y'all probably like 3 blocks away from each other growing up, you know, that's it. But because we have a current dating market where there's always this belief you have more options. There's always the potential that someone out there is better, and you keep swiping away great options and overlooking really solid choices because you always think, I just think there's still someone out there better. No one's ever content.
she have chosen him? There's stuff going on in these phases of life for us that would have been unheard of even one generation ago. I once had a job where I worked with a girl. We had the same job. I had more experience. We had layoffs, and later she matched with me on Bumble and came to hook up. And I said, would you like to continue doing this? And she told me that I didn't have my life together enough. We were living in the same place, in the same job market, and we came from the same job, and I had more experience. And she was getting $120K a year to do some like women's leadership job or something, and I was driving for Uber. So, you know, I think a lot of people are really underestimating how much easier this makes things. So then if you can actually get to this point, you as a man, you have to take everything that you've managed to put together over the course of your life and put it all on the table for someone who is probably not doing the same. Even though women are not having a hard time in the workplace, men are still generally expected to provide, while women generally keep more of their money for themselves. We've all heard, my money is my money, his money is my money. I found this great little video about that.
But I just have a quick question. My husband won't see all of my accounts, right? I have like 8 different bank accounts, but my husband only knows about 2 of them. I've just been secretly saving for years in case I ever need to. No, say no more. I don't need to see those statements, so as far as I'm concerned, they don't exist.
Yeah, so I don't love the idea that my wife might be hiding money. Of course, I'm not allowed to do that. All of my money has to be on the table, and there's about a 1/3 chance that you're going to be taking it to party with other dudes in the house that I bought for you. Divorce laws have changed too. You used to need a really good reason to get divorced, but now it can happen just because someone is not happy.
I think that's total bullshit too. There should be a justification for the termination other than I'm just not happy, or like this no fault divorce thing is such a sham. It's such a sham. You know what I mean? There should be was he physical with you? You know, absolutely get out. Not acceptable, right? We know this. But if he didn't cheat on you, if you just are going through a tough patch where you kind of lost your way, you don't have the spice anymore, fucking figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like make the necessary, go into therapy, make do the things you need to do to salvage it. Just being like, nah, I give up, I'm out. It's such a crazy concept. Who would want to enter into that? I mean, honestly, who would want to enter into a situation where we're getting into a legal contract? I'm on the hook for it. And at any given time, you could just bounce just because you want to. That's not like anybody with fucking bare minimum business understanding and skills would never enter into a business contract with that kind of a clause ever. There's no protection for you. You are on the hook 100%, and they can just up and leave whenever they want for no valid, truly valid reason. If we're talking about no fault specifically. Outside of that, infidelity, sure, being violent, absolutely. Split, take them for what they got, because they were a shitty person. But when it's no default, you got bored of them, you want something new and fresh, you want some young dick, that shit's crazy. It's crazy.
Write songs about it. Check this out. I have to mute it for copyright. I'll read it to you.
Cool. What's up, man?
Might be the only guy who didn't send me hearted eyes in reply to my latest story.
Yeah, I'm pretty shadow banned on TikTok, bro, to be honest with you. That's why.
We work well on paper. We don't argue. We don't fight. But lighting scented candles just won't relight up our fire. And right there she goes, ah. It ain't that bad. It's just not what I wanted. Don't want to live this life half-hearted. Hang on, here it comes. I want fireworks and flames. Don't want safe, tame, practical. That ain't enough. That ain't love. This is the squircle of unconsciousness. It represents how people don't know how relationships work, and so they think the relationship is going to go like this, and then it turns a corner. I think she's at the dissatisfied part. You can't have everything is exciting all the time. Good choices are boring. No relationships are going to be fun the whole time. They're all going to have spots where there's no fire. But
it's ebbs and flows, man. There's going to be points where it's hot and heavy and all that stuff, and then the longer you're in it, you get into the mundaneness of life or mundaneness of everyday, living. But that's where you got to find yourselves, man. That's the part where you have to put the effort into make it exciting again, make the effort to rekindle the passion that you once had. And especially once you have kids, it becomes incredibly hard. but you have to make time for each other. It's easy to fall into a situation of what started as my lover, now becomes that's mom, or that's dad. And you lose the spice that you once had. So you got to make the effort to not lose that.
Don't want safe, tame, practical. That ain't enough. That's not even love. Look how passionate she is about dumping her husband. That's real, I can spot a faker. And she even sings about other men giving her googly eyes on her Instagram stories. So this girl is what I would call an excitement chaser. She starts out her new relationships excited, and over time gets bored when they're not chaotic, and then by the time we notice she's bored, she's already got a new guy lined up, and this has pretty nasty effects on us. So your relationship satisfaction is going to change over time, but your stability is not supposed to. That's what marriage is. That's what it's for. Even when you start feeling like things are not as fun, you have to remember that commitments are what gets you through the swings. I actually have a little theory that this takes about a year. Obviously, we get up and go to sleep with the sun, and women have changes in their hormones and emotions with the moon, and I think that a year is the amount of time that it takes to find somebody and have that strong emotional connection, get pregnant, and have a child. It's about 1 year altogether. And this girl is making a spiritual experience out of a biological process, and she's allowed to end the marriage over.
Clayton, thank you, bro.
So it's not that I don't want a partner, it's just that
Back
a lot
this
of
up.
us don't have what we need to build a partnership, and even if we get it, it could fall apart immediately. She could squircle herself into believing it's not love and have a phone in her pocket with 1,400 horny guys on it, and then I end up here. So what you've done by fighting for equality is you've basically said, hey, you want to play a game of chess? I get all queens though. Hey, where are you going?
Do you guys still want to get married? Like, is that still a thing?
I hope this all made it clear why it's less of a thing.
Hey, a great video from Whole Math, man. Really encourage y'all to check him out. He breaks things down. Very unique with the illustrations and stuff like that, but it's really all on point, man. Check him out on YouTube at Whole Math. Solid video. I think everything said here definitely explains the conundrum men are faced with marriage these days. You know, it is not a safe bet, to be quite honest. And it's a shame you have to say that. You know, I would never marry. I've never been married. I've only been engaged, you know, and I was like 21, 20 years old. And I was either 20 or 21 at the time. But nope. Like it just doesn't make sense. And hopefully more people will realize like what it all takes for a man to even get to that point, only for a third of them to end up like this, right? You know, trying to scrape by while you're paying alimony, child support. She took the house and everything, you know, half of what you had, and you're trying to figure things out. Or the other option, if you're lucky, is you grow old and you die together. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's probably doesn't even sound all that great, but that is the better option, right? So there's that. All right. We saw this. We saw this.
Is it just me, or does...
I want to watch this one too, y'all. Let's take a look at this. Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. I thought this might be interesting to watch. If I can actually get the playhead, there we go. Okay. Yo, let's take out, excuse me. Let me do that again. Take two. Here we go. Ready? Cool. All right, let's check out this video from Amala. I've seen quite a few of her stuff. She's pretty based with her takes. She has a very intelligent take on a lot of things. So this one is, we are killing natural beauty. I think this is very interesting. I want to hear what she has to say about it. It's a subject that I've talked about in the state that we are in, specifically women are in, with beauty standards. And I honestly believe that it's in a dangerous place because every woman, not every woman, let me frame it. I don't like to use all, but a lot of women on social media are feeling the pressure of social media beauty, right? Looking like the next Instagram model or influencer that's on there with a get ready with me makeup tutorial, with the BBLs, the Botoxes. And these are things that are very, very dangerous when you have these elective surgeries that are not really required. I think a woman is beautiful in her natural body. Something that you could work on without having to have surgery, unless there's a medical condition, of course, but you can get in the gym and accomplish those goals if you want to have a certain shape or a certain look, or you want to lose a couple of pounds without going under the knife. It's so dangerous to do that. We see it many, many times with women going under the knife and they don't survive it. Mommy makeovers, something goes wrong, you know, that's it. So it's really unnecessary. And even more than that, there's also a problem where there's women that wear so much makeup that they are literally a different person than what they are without the makeup on. And that is essentially like catfishing. There's a lot of stories from men that have experienced this. I've experienced it too. Like, yo, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing like what I'm seeing in the pictures. And when that makeup's off, you're you're literally a visual makeup artist, like the ones that do Hollywood movies and stuff. Like they literally changed their whole facial structure with just the way they paint their face up with all that stuff. That to me, I don't like, because that's the equivalent of me stuffing socks in my drawers, and you're like, ooh, that thing's fat and thick, and then I'm like, I pull out all the socks afterwards, like, oh no, look. Not saying that's me personally, because it's never the case, right? But I'm just saying, like, that's the equivalent of a man doing that. You're gonna be like, I'm bamboozled. I thought that thing was meaty and thick, and now I got this little squirmy worm down there. You know what I mean? So that's the equivalent of it. If we're keeping it a buck, let's dive into the video.
Is it just me, or does society no longer value natural beauty or a normal looking face and body? Let's talk about it. Yeah, you better.
I definitely value it. And so many women look alike. Everyone looks like Nicki Minaj or Megan Thee Stallion. They all have this basic, easy to draw face. And it's like they all look alike. It's boring.
I'd like to give a shout out to everybody who's become a patron on Patreon so far. Oh, let's talk about this subject. I've been ruminating on this topic for quite some time, and I'm not sure exactly how to address it. But everywhere I go on the internet, social media, I see different celebrities, young women, talking about body modifications that they're undergoing, different drugs that they're taking, plastic surgeries they're receiving, and it's talked about very flippantly in today's time.
I've invested in my body. I have a $150,000 body, 4 BBLs. Technically 5 BBLs.
And I'm asking myself, how much of what we're seeing right now in celebrity and models and just beauty in the world is actual, real, natural beauty? From buccal fat removal to Ozempic shots and fake veneers, people all over the place are getting these body modifications and they're being sold to us as beauty. And I know this has been happening in Hollywood and in celebrity and with Instagram models for quite some time, but it seems to be growing at an alarming rate. Yeah. Ozempic is taking Hollywood by storm, with people like Oprah Winfrey, Sharon Osbourne, Mindy Kaling admitting to being on weight loss drugs, and their results are questionable, but we will get to that. Buccal fat removal also seems to be a major trend. We're seeing this in faces like that of Lea Michele, Bella Hadid.
Wait, what's buccal fat? What, can someone explain what that is? This is new to me. I've never heard it. Clearly, I'm looking at the pictures here. It looks like they suck in their face a little bit. So you're taking the fat out of your face for like that, for the cheekbone Giga Chad look or something, but
Zoe Kravitz, Chrissy Teigen, again, with questionable results. And most recently, the internet has been overwhelmed with conversations about fake veneers. We see this in the celebrity faces of Selena Gomez, JoJo Siwa, Zac Efron, Simon Cowell, the list goes on and on and on. And while we're focusing in this video on the lens of celebrity when it comes to these body modifications, they are happening everywhere. We all know the Instagram baddie look of the filled lips, the cheek filler, the BBL. We know that guys are getting plastic surgery to make themselves taller. We know that both men and women in the fitness realm are shooting up steroids. So are celebrities for certain movies. The body modification industry, to me, is getting out of control. And this is not to necessarily place judgment on the celebrities and individuals who choose to get these procedures. We all have our insecurities. We all have the things that we would change about ourselves. I myself have contemplated doing certain things with my face only to hold off because I don't want to be influenced by external forces who tell me that I'm not beautiful enough. So this is not a video to place judgment on them, it's just to start the conversation. What's really gotten me concerned when it comes to the topic in this video is how flippantly people are referring to plastic surgery solutions when it comes to beauty. You think you're too fat? Just get on Ozempic. You don't like the way your chest looks? Let's go see a plastic surgeon. Your teeth aren't straight? Let's just put on some veneers. Never mind the fact that a medical professional has to quite literally grind down your teeth in order to place these veneers on you. Actually, most of these body modifications are extremely invasive in my opinion. Not to mention those questionable results that I was talking about prior. Let's get into that. How many celebrities are you seeing these days and recognizing something doesn't quite look right? They maybe look skeletal due to the Ozempic shots, or their cheeks are completely sunken in due to the buccal fat removal, or their teeth look like something out of an AI robot rather than a real human.
Bro, they literally be having chiclets on their mouth, the white teeth. It's not even natural. No one's teeth is gleaming white, bro. It's absurd. It's absurd.
Veneers. It's starting to give uncanny valley.
Is that MoonDawg got the roids in? No, we in the gym natural, bro. Natural.
Even though we know them to be human beings. And we're being sold this lie of effortless, natural beauty that is in fact not effortless at all and completely unnatural. Not to mention the fact that I think it's making us lose sight of what natural beauty really looks like. None of these celebrity faces had any problems, in my opinion, to begin with. And what really startles me is when you go and look at these before and after pictures of celebrity faces after they've undergone all of these different treatments, their before picture is full of character and unique quirks.
I agree. There's something unique about it, and everyone is trying to look like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's becoming carbon copies of each other.
And just total natural beauty, and that is all taken away by these procedures. A charming smile with crooked teeth, or a full face in the cheeks, or a unique nose is something to be cherished, not something to be wiped away under the knife. And in looking at some of these procedures, I feel like if people continue down this path, they're all just going to start to look the same. In fact, unique characteristics won't exist at all on anyone's face. And we've seen this sort of come to fruition in little micro trends. The Instagram baddies with their BBL bodies or the lips full of filler, all kind of look.
This stuff right here. Like you get this same face just in a different shade. Black, white, brown, olive, like all the different, like this face is the standard Instagram done up lip. Like her lips are not that full IRL. I'm no shot. You know what I'm saying? She has something done to them to fatten them out and all that stuff. You know, the cute little button nose. This is Meg Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj. They all have this same look. It's just a different shade for the woman. And it's boring. Like there's nothing unique about it. You could go down to downtown, wherever, Miami, Chicago, New York, LA, and you're going to walk and you're going to stand, as you walk by the club line, you're going to see all the women that look just like this. Some variation of tone. They're going to look just like that.
The same, do they not? And it's weird to me to think of all these young girls and boys who
Can we talk about Lil' Kim? Yeah, I mean, clearly we know what Lil' Kim and the surgery did to her. I think, how do you have all that money and you still got botched surgeries? There's such bad BBLs. And the facial thing. She did a Michael Jackson to herself.
To be watching these celebrities and thinking that this is something to aspire to, when in fact it really is killing the character in their faces. I find myself falling for it with certain content that I'm consuming on social media, so I can only imagine that the younger among us are falling for it even more. And this certainly isn't helped by the advent of social media and the normalization of this cosmetic industry. Now, of course, if you want to do this to your face and to your body, that is wholly your choice, and I hope that you are happier on the other end of it. But I also hope that we're taking stock of the external influences that might be leading us to think this way. I constantly have to remind myself that my face and my body is just perfect the way that it is, that it doesn't need to be altered, I don't need to worry about anti-aging, and that in fact my body's natural progression of aging and gaining all of its little quirks and characteristics is what human life is about.
And that's what makes you uniquely unique. You know what I'm saying? I got a gap right here. You know what I'm saying? I remember being young and my mom was like, you want to get braces? I said, man, fuck that shit. And at the time, I just didn't want braces. As I got older into an adult, I thought about it. Man, do I want to get braces to like close it up and, you know, da-da-da? I was like, nah, you know what? No, because it made me me. That's it. Like it made me unique, and it is what it is. Plus, there's some pretty cool tricks you could do with it in bed, you know, if you know how to use it. Sorry. Point being, though, is there's nothing wrong with being unique. It's so crazy how the culture has been society has been all about accepting each other and individualism. And yet somehow through social media, we've also turned into a society of, well, I want to look like this because this is the in look on Instagram or TikTok or this influencer or that influencer. Everyone's got white chiclet teeth now. Everyone's got that same cookie cutter looking ass face. You're getting a lot of BBLs, breast jobs, lip fillers, Botox. It's crazy the amount of people that are doing these surgeries. And especially the ones that don't need surgery, that a person can just do naturally by, guess what, yo? Going to the fucking gym. But they want to take the easy way out, the fast way out, put their life in jeopardy. When, again, if it's not a medical condition that needs surgery, just go and be disciplined and put in the time. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time to see the effects. But if you are consistent, you can see the gains and the changes. You know, I would just advocate to people be more accepting of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Those little quirks about you is what makes you unique and makes you stand out from the rest. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how many times one of the compliments I've gotten over the years is, oh, well, you have such the cutest little gap. I never thought about it like that. I'm like, I got a little gap. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Got teased growing up, you know, oh, go kick a field goal between your teeth. You know, all those jokes growing up in high school getting flamed. It's part of how it is. You know, I laugh it off and I roast them right back on some other stuff. But then I grew up as an adult and women were like, oh my God, you have such a cute little gap. And I'm like, really? Okay. I mean, but I learned that like it fit me. Like it just, I don't think people would, they'd probably look at me if I were to get like the braces that they close the gap. People were like, something's off about you. Something's not right. Oh yeah, no, I like you better with the gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be scared of the little quirks about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And feel like you need to change to fit this social media image, which is bullshit. Social media is such bullshit. It's such bullshit.
Of course, like everybody else, I'm still extremely susceptible to insecurity. I wake up most mornings and put makeup on my face. That's an alteration, although I view it to be less invasive than maybe some of the things we're talking about in today's episode. But
I don't mind makeup, you know, like even for her putting makeup on, it's very natural looking. It's a little bit of a touch up. She takes this off, she looks like the same woman. You know what I'm saying? That is more of my style. You know what I mean? If you're able to take it off and you pretty much look the same, other than using the makeup to maybe highlight the little rosy cheek, which is a little thing, I get that, then all good. But if you take off your face and you're like, yo, who are you? Where'd you do it? Where's the other person at? That's a problem to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be interested in someone that looks completely different like that. You know what I'm saying?
it's an alteration nonetheless, and something that must be grappled with. But I myself am on my own journey when it comes to self-confidence and worrying about things like beauty and aesthetics. And for me personally, I hope that journey never involves going under the knife. And here's why. There's a lot of external forces in the world right now that have their own image of beauty, and they are trying to sell you on that image. It may involve veneers or buccal fat removal or Ozempic or a BBL or filler and Botox, but you have to learn to cut out the noise. I think real beauty comes in a self-confidence and acceptance of oneself, but also the pursuit of a healthy mind and body.
Yo, big facts. Being beautiful, I promise you, a big portion of that, believe it or not, doesn't really come from your physical. It is the confidence that you have with it. Like, for example, I remember my first time being with a BBW, right? Big girl. And I'll tell you what, she came out wearing some lingerie, and the way that she was so confident and she was wearing it and shit like that, I was impressed. I was like, yo, you're really pretty. Like, and you know, you're a big girl. And I learned at that point that it's if you're confident in your skin, it exudes out. You know what I mean? And shit, we had a good time together. That was my first BBW experience when I was in my 20s or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that left an impression on me. I was like, oh, okay. If they're confident in themselves and how they look, they're gonna rock it. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to, you know?
have the body that you were given. And I think a large part of the human journey right now in the current society we live in is learning to accept the body that you were given. Now that comes with maintenance. We should all take care of ourselves with things like diet and exercise. And in my opinion, that brings about the most beautiful results when it comes to aesthetics, no matter what you look like. There's always going to be a new trend, a new body type, a new procedure, a new way to alter your face. And you can be thrown around like a rag doll, constantly trying to chase these things like you're in a perpetual game of operation. Or you can learn to love yourself. And I do find it hard to believe, as much as people talk about it, that these operations truly fix the underlying insecurity that leads you to seek them out in the first place. For some, that may be the case. And if that can bring you true happiness and fulfillment, then by all means, make the choice that is best for you. But to all the people out there who feel the same way I do, like you're constantly being influenced by what you're seeing on the internet or what you're seeing in media and entertainment, I think we can all collectively agree right now, hopefully, that none of this is necessary. And unfortunately, it seems like these negative influences are only going to continue to grow as the internet does and as people of younger ages hop online who are more and more insecure than those who came before them. And I hope that I can maintain this mentality, because it quite frankly scares me to think that some older version of myself is somehow still going to be sitting in insecurity and thinking about getting a procedure like this. I hope I don't lose the reverence and respect that I have for natural beauty and this journey that I think all of us are on to find love for ourselves and accept the bodies that we were given. I can't be the only one who's experiencing this or seeing these trends and thinking, what are we doing to the human body? And is this really all there is to beauty? In fact, is this even beauty at all? And with that, I turn this conversation over to you. I would love to hear your comments on this topic. As I said, this has been floating around my brain for quite some time. Not really sure how to get it.
Pretty much everything that I said, man. You know, like, don't let the social media pressures sway you from making these dramatic changes that could risk your life and make you think that you are less than what you are, man. It's those very unique things about you that make you who you are, and I think now more than ever will make you stand out from this copy pasta cookie cutter beauty thing that we're seeing. And let's be honest, a lot of this is it's women. It's predominantly in the women, what they're doing in the beauty thing. Although we are starting to see men start to do some weird stuff, like getting chest implants, leg implants to taller. Like, that's crazy idea that people are getting their legs broken just to extend them by a few inches on top of that. It's not even like you're getting a foot long. Like, it's a couple of inches they can increase it. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally gonna be walking on stilts, bro. Somebody kick you in your knee, you're done. You know, just accept who you are and be happy with it. You know, and if you do want to make changes, do it natural. Go to the gym, eat better, be more active in your lifestyle, man. But I hate to see so many people in society now trying to chase the social media look and the Instagram look, you know, because of how detrimental it is and how it takes away from your uniqueness. You know, don't be shy. Don't be scared of it. A lot of clones out there for sure. All right. I like that video. That was a good one. Good little talking point. Sometimes, you know, things just need to be said out loud. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. We saw this one.
Years ago, I made
not gonna do this one today. We'll save that for another day. We saw this one. Let's double check if there's anything else we want to check out, y'all. Let's see. By the way, I think we saw. Let's see what song goes. I think we're good for today on the stuff I wanted to check out. Where we at with it? What's her name? Amala. Yeah, Amala. I can't pronounce her last name. It's with a K. She's really dope. She's definitely worth checking out her content for sure. Very, very based. To my knowledge, she used to be a part of PragerU, which is a right-leaning platform. So I think politically she leans a little right, but I like her commentary on society because it's very, very in line with what my view is on it. You know what I'm saying? So I like her. you know, I like her for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's up, 305? Welcome, man. Let's see. Hey, please check out the here Instagram. Please reaction video about the comments. What's up, Just? I'll take a look, bro. Hopefully it's on point. All right, so it is 8 o'clock. I got through the videos I wanted to get through. You know what we're gonna do right now, y'all? Feeling good. I wasn't gonna do this, but we're gonna go and do some GTA roleplay for a bit. So I'm gonna kill the streams on IG and on TikTok, y'all. If you want to come through, I got a cop character named John Stryker. We about to hit the streets. It's gonna be a funny ass time. Watch me do policing the right way or the wrong way in some GTA roleplay. So if you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, come on over to kick.com/djmoondawglive. We're about to get up in there. Again, if you're on YouTube, I'm gonna kill the YouTube stream as well. I'm killing YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Come on over right now. Kick.com/djmoondawglive. And come follow, sub up, y'all. We trying to hit our 100 subs again before the end of the month. You want to run it up for your boy. We love you long time. We're trying to hit that goal again. We hit 100 again. We're gonna go ahead and do another live DJ party. We'll do like a 90s hip-hop vibe, perhaps. So come on through, man. If not, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/djmoondawglive, where you can check out the content from all of the streams and videos and all of that. All right, I'm setting it up right now so we can do this. I think that's all I wanted to say, man. That's it. Why your voice like that? And my voice is a little rough. It's I've been doing a lot of talking, man. I gotta rest my voice over here. All right, let's set this up here. Connection failed. Phone identifiers. What? Where? I got it open though. Okay. What is this? Let me relaunch this real quick. All right, so yo, all right, again, Instagram, TikTok, come on over to kick.com and YouTube. Come on over to kick.com/djmoondawglive. All right, you heard me? Bring y'all asses over. You really fuck with me. All right. One second, y'all. I gotta pee so bad. I gotta go pee. All right. Yeah, Roberto, come on over, bro. Come on over, bro.